I'll say something like we'll be back with the coach coming up in 2 minutes. Play 2 minutes and play the coach and then come back. All right. So
Parents' Night will now proceed with the introductions of senior football players and their parents, and senior cheerleaders and their parents. The football players:
how long is this on?
Toby Schneck, parents Brian and Sherry Schneck. Parker Shell, parents Ben Shell and Heidi Shell. Mason Riley, parents Mike and Holly Riley. Tanner Mertens, parents Jay and Tara Mertens. Jared Johnson, parents Lance and Dina Johnson. Trevor Jankert, parents Rodney and Tina Jankert. Brendan Ingebretson, parents Jared and Amanda Ingebretson. Micah Dittmeyer, parents Martin and Lori Dittmeyer. Will Cummins, parents Adam and Jessica Cummins.
And now they are going to with Wahpeton.
Matt Christensen, parents Roger Christensen and Sandy Christensen. The head coach for the Bulldogs is Brian Almendinger. Assistant coaches are Brian Pauley, Mick Thompson, Troy Gower, Jeffrey Trapp, and Brian Sandberg. And now for the senior cheerleaders. Emma DeBoer, parents Greg and Ellison. Brianna Folk, parents Tony and Kim Folk. The cheer coach is April Anderson.
Head coach Brian Almendinger of the Milbank Bulldogs. Last week during Coach's Corner, we'll play part of that interview.
Would all parents of underclassmen of Milbank High School football and football cheerleading please stand and remain standing through the following statement. We would like to thank you, the parents, for your help, patience, cooperation, and involvement this season. We realize your son's participation in football and your daughter's involvement in cheerleading often interrupts family schedules. It is our hope this opportunity to participate in football and cheerleading provides experiences and memories your sons and daughters will take with them forever. Thank you for your support. Parents' Night is now concluded. Thank you.
They told us that.
Nadia Schneck, Victoria Nielsen, and Olivia Wendland. Their advisor is April Anderson. Now to introduce the defense for Wahpeton. At defensive tackle, a senior, number 60, Logan Jerbeck. At tackle, a sophomore, number 70, Jackson Cooten. At tackle, a senior, number 52, Tanner Taylor. At linebacker, a junior, number 61, Nathan Worrell. A linebacker, a junior, number 22, Hunter Owens. A linebacker, a junior, number 25, Jacob DeVries.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Milbank, South Dakota, home of the Bulldogs, and the Wahpeton Huskies are traveling to Milbank, South Dakota here tonight on 3BSN, Three Borders Sports Network, and thank you for joining us here in Milbank, South Dakota. For Brian Watson, he's on the color analyst side tonight for me. I'm Joe Schreiner. We want to thank you all for joining us here on Three Borders Sports Network. We want to thank you and welcome you all to the pregame show sponsored by the Wahpeton Daily News. The Wahpeton Daily News wishes all of the Wahpeton Husky sports teams the best of luck for this fall. The Wahpeton Daily News thanks you for your support of local journalism, including the News Monitor and the Daily News, keeping up with local news and sporting events and personal interest stories in our papers. The Daily News offers an e-newsletter, and for more information, check out at your computer, www.wahpetondailynews.com for much more. The Daily News supports all area sports teams and wishes best of luck to all Wahpeton teams this season. Also, we want to welcome you, and we're going to quick cover the injury report sponsored by OSPTI. Sports injuries can put a damper on a young athlete's high school career. Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy is here to make sure you get back to playing the sport you love. Whether it's a knee, shoulder, ankle, or back pain, our OSPTI experts will use their knowledge to rehab and strengthen that injured area for a full and complete recovery. Stay in the game with OSPTI. All major insurances are accepted, and call us at 218-641-7725. Find us on Facebook at OSPTI or check us out on the web, www.ospti.net. I want to welcome you again to our Daily News pregame show, Brian, and we're going to get going here. I know you got some technical things you're taking care of. I'm going to quick read through the starting lineup here, brought to you by Thrivent Financial and Will Ulick. Better experiences start with better relationships. What are you interested in? Thrive with purpose. Thrivent Financial, our starting lineups sponsor. We're going to take a look here at the Wahpeton Huskies offense. First, starting at wide receiver, Caden Kappas. Another wide receiver is going to be number 9, Trayden Link. On the other side is going to be Dez Mudazero. So we'll just call him Dez. Everybody knows him as Dez, 5'9", 145-pound senior. In the backfield, Blake Schaefer starts at quarterback, and Bo Arnstein gets the start at running back. Taking a look at the offensive line for the Huskies, at one tackle, Josh Byer. He's a 6', 195 sophomore. Guard Riley Timian, 5'11", 190-pound sophomore. At center, Logan Jerdevig. He's a senior, 6'3", 220 pounds. The other guard is Nathan Worrell, a junior, 5'9", 165, and a tackle, number 72, Chase Wickren, a senior, 6'1", 210 pounds. And your starting tight end for the Huskies, Colin Samuels, a junior at 5'11", 160 pounds. Taking a look here, we'll just quick look at the backfield starting lineups for the Bulldogs. Taking a look at their backfield on the offensive side, quarterback is going to be Caden Kraus. He's a 5'9", junior, 140 pounds. At wide receiver, Mason Riley, 6'2", 200, tall guy, and he's fairly big at 200 pounds. Number 84, Carter Bauscher, he is a 6', 180-pound wide receiver. At running back, they've got 3 running backs. Sawyer Gower, 6', 155. and he is also number 10 is Marshall Volts, a 6'1", 200-pounder, and number 31, Bennett Schwen, a 6'2", 170-pounder. So those guys, Brian, are Volts is their big key on their offensive side. I think we're going to do the national anthem. So you got a break there lined up for us, Brian, that we can go to a commercial. We will quick go to a commercial. Okay, we'll go to a commercial, and this coming up is RDO Equipment. Thank you, RDO Equipment.
Active duty military personnel or veterans.
Expert service for season-long performance. RDO does that in Breckenridge. With fall fast approaching, you need to prepare your lawn equipment for leaf and snow removal. At RDO, we'll perform all regularly scheduled maintenance and switch out attachments. So your John Deere and other brands will run at peak performance all season long. We'll even pick up and deliver your equipment. Talk about easy. Call 218-643-2601 to schedule your service at RDO in Breckenridge.
Milbank, South Dakota High School Band. The Bulldogs band played your national anthem right there. And we want to thank all of our sponsors again, the Wahpeton Daily News, our pregame show. Thanks for joining us on that. The OSPTI Injury Report, striving to meet all the goals of each patient by providing exceptional care. Again, the OSPTI Injury Report for the Huskies right now. Not suiting up tonight, Landon Scharfenkamp. He's a 5'11" offensive and defensive lineman. Again, Landon Scharfenkamp is out with a leg injury tonight. He is in street clothes over on the sideline. Also, on an undisclosed injury, Rylan Solom is also not dressed tonight. So that is our OSPTI injury report. Again, thank you for sponsoring us, OSPTI, striving to meet all the goals of each patient by providing exceptional care. And again, our starting lineup was brought to you by Thrivent Financial and Will Ulick. Our pregame show of Wahpeton Daily News, bringing news and sports and other stories to the area. Again, we just want to mention everybody else too. Our kickoff first quarter sponsor is RDO Equipment, your local John Deere dealer for the green kickoff here. They're doing the coin flip here, and Wahpeton has just got one captain out there, and that captain is Trayton Link. He's a 6-foot senior, 155 pounds. Trayton is going to be a wide receiver in tonight's game. He also does play some quarterback. He played some quarterback last year. Again, thanks for joining us here on Three Borders Sports Network. Joe Schreiner alongside Brian Watson. Brian's getting the technical things taken care of for us here. I want to thank you for joining us here on our very first football broadcast and our very first effort here with sponsors and commercials. So we appreciate everybody's patience here as we go through and get things going. Hopefully you're enjoying our feed tonight. Brian's got 3 cameras set up, and we should have some different shots for you. We're going to try and get a lot of different things as much as we can here as they're going through the coin toss out on the field right now. Again, the Huskies are visitors, and they won the toss, but they have declined to receive the ball, so they will be kicking off here to begin the first quarter. And again, the RDO kickoff will be coming up shortly here as the teams go back and get their huddles formed. 5 seniors on the roster here for the Wahpeton Huskies. I did talk to Coach Wade Gilbertson, Brian, down on the field before the game. He said that a couple of keys that they want to do, and what he told them in their pregame huddle before they came out here to the field, he said, number one, we got to take care of your own business. Mind the guy in front of you, and everything's going to be okay. So that was one of the keys of the game, Brian, that Coach Gilbertson said, and he says just take care of your own business.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the key, like you said. You just got to go out there and do what you can do. You can't worry about anybody else. Try and play a mistake-free football. I think last season against Milbank, like Coach Gilbertson said in the interview that we did earlier, they had a pretty good first half. Stuck with Milbank for a little bit there, and then just kind of shot themselves in the foot. So it'd be nice to see if they can get off to a good start.
So 5 seniors take the field tonight for Wahpeton. And another key to the game there that Coach Gilbertson talked to me about was just shut out everything else going on here in the game. Don't listen to what people are saying out there after the season they had last year. Just play your game, play the guy in front of you, and just concentrate and have a good time out there. So, again, Coach Gilbertson's words to the guys before the game. So that's some of the things there that Coach Gilbertson had to say as we're getting ready for the RDO kickoff here just shortly. And deep is Cargus and Weber. And lining up to kick for the Huskies is Caden Kappas. A little blooper. He's going to try and bloop one there behind the 50-yard line and almost recovered. It was just past the 45, so it was able to be recovered by Wahpeton, but it was not, and it was recovered there by Milbank at the 44-yard line. So good starting field position here for Milbank on their first drive here.
Yeah, I think just trying to catch them off guard there. It's a little bloop over the top of the front of the line. See if you can get some of your gunners on the side to get in there and pick up that loose ball.
So Caden Kappas kicked off for the Huskies. And on the defensive line, Jurdevig, Jackson Cluton getting the start, and Tanner Thiel. That's your defensive line. It's a 3-4 defense here for the Huskies. Man in motion to the near side. Spinning out and coming to the near side is Kraus at quarterback. Gets around the corner, gets past the 50, gets into Wahpeton territory. Gain of about 8 or 9. We'll see where they mark it here as he carries it forward on the sweep around the right side to the Wahpeton 47-yard line. So a gain of 8. It'll be second and a short 2. So the quarterback for Milbank, Caden Kraus, a 5'9", 140-pounder. He was passed for 39 yards last week against Sisseton, so their big gun last week was Marshall Volts, the running back. He had 139 yards on the ground, and he's going to hand it off to Volts, and he's going to go right up the middle, and he carries it forward past the 40-yard line for a first down. So, that was big boy.
That's going to be one of the things that Wahpeton's going to have to try and handle up front there with not a lot of size on that line. You're going to have to be able to contain up the gut there and keep those gains short.
So that's going to give them a 1st and 10 at the Wahpeton 38-yard line on the near hash. And when I say near, I mean it's closest to us here in the booth and the cameras. So again, back in the shotgun formation, Caden Kraus, and right beside him, and there's a handoff, and was it fumbled there, Brian? I didn't see the
just
reaction.
A little bobble there.
So good tackle there by the Huskies. I see Nathan Worrell was in on that one, and it does end up being a loss of 2 yards, and it's back to the 40-yard line.
Just kind of misfortune there not to be able to pick up that ball, just a little bobble there, hoping maybe you can pick up that fumble and get a turnover right away.
So Worrell was right in on that one too. The junior had his nose sniffing the ball here. It's now 2nd and 12 here in the first quarter. Milbank going to the right, and he's rolling out, and he's going to the left side, and a nice tackle out in open field there. And that tackle out there was by Hunter Owens, the 5'8" junior. Nice tackle in the open field, Brian.
Good containment out there. You want to hold that edge and not let him get outside. And Hunter doing a good job making that tackle.
So it's just a little more than 3rd and 10. They're not quite back to the original flag here. It's 9:53 to go here in the first quarter. Milbank on their opening drive. I would assume, Brian, we're probably in 4-down territory. We'll see, unless they want to pin the Huskies deep. We'll see what the Huskies can do here on 3rd down now and just over 10 yards for Milbank. We'll see if Kraus rolls out and does a little passing game. In the backfield beside him, Marshall Volts, 6'1", 200-pounder. There's a snap, and he's going to drop back. He looks back over to the near side, and crossing pattern is caught and completed, and it is going to be enough for a first down. That was completed to Carter Bowser, a 6 foot, 180-pound wide receiver for Milbank.
Just a good executed play there by Milbank, able to run the slant, get in the open area there in the middle of the field, make the catch, and pick up the first down.
He gained about 11, 12 yards on that one, so it was enough for a first down, and the ball is now placed at the Wahpeton Huskies' 26-yard line.
Wahpeton's going to have to pick it up here on defense. You kick it short on the kickoff. You want to have a lot of faith in your defense and get a stop here.
Clock is running at 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Milbank on the first drive of the game here. And that snap, and it's a handoff to Volts. Volts going to get across the 25, inside the 25 to about the 23. Taking the snap on that one was Bennett Schwen. And I don't know where Kraus went there, Brian. Is he on the sideline? I don't see. Oh, yeah, there he is over here. He's right here. Right down in front of us here. He's just crossing there. So I don't know if he got hurt or if they're just running mixed up quarterbacks here in this game. So Schwen at quarterback now. So Volts sitting beside him on the left side. Schwen takes a snap. He gives it off to Volts, and he's going to go right up the middle, off tackle. Carries it forward across the 15-yard line, almost to the 14. Is he going to be a first? Yes, it is going to be a first down. So first down for Milbank as they continue to move the chains here at 8:17 to go in the first quarter on the first initial opening drive of the 2020 season for the Wahpeton Huskies.
Milbank doing a good job of just working their way down the field, not getting greedy. You put the ball in the air one time there, a good slant when they needed to. But Wahpeton's got to be able to stop up that middle.
The Milbank Bulldogs played Sisseton last week. They won 18-6 at Sisseton, and like I said, Volts had 139 yards in that game. Schwen back in the shotgun all by himself now. We'll see what he does. He's going to go right up the middle off tackle. He finds the crease, and he's going to get through as Dez tries to tackle him from behind, but he's just a little bit too late as Schwen gets into the end zone on a 14-yard carry.
Just right off tackle, they're off left tackle. Good blocking up front there for Milbank, and Wahpeton not able to bring him down. He scampers right in the end zone for the first score of the game.
So 14-yard run there by Schwen at the 7:43 mark of the first quarter. That's going to make the score 6-0, and they look like they are setting up for an odd conversion. A snap went off to the side to Volts, who was lined up. It was a odd-looking play there as there was about 6 or 7 linemen off to the left. The snap went directly to Volts over on the left side, right behind him, and he took it in for the 2-point conversion. So Volts gets the 2-point conversion on a run.
Just a weird lineup there, just trying to catch Wahpeton off guard.
So again, here in Milbank, South Dakota, Three Borders Sports Network, Brian Watson and Joe Schreiner here. We're here with the call for this evening. The Huskies' first game of the year, and again, Milbank played their first game of the year last Friday. They played up in Sisseton, Brian, so they've got a little bit of experience, and the boys are in shape, and they're ready to go. We can, we'll keep it here this time, huh? Yeah. So the Huskies are going to be back to receive the kick now. And Milbank lines up for the kick. Milbank in tan-colored pants with a maroon top. I want to say gold. It's not quite gold, so I'll say it's tan with a maroon top and tan and white trim. Maroon helmets. And Dez is deep for the Huskies, and Caden Kappas is on the near side. They're both standing at about the 15-yard line and kicking off for Milbank. It's going to be Cargus, and he drives it to about the 20-yard line, and Dez picks it up there. He's across the 30. He's going to break through, and there's a flag that got thrown there, Brian, but Dez is going to break it, and his speed is going to take him all the way. Dez across the 20, the 10, the 5, and he scores on the opening kickoff return, but there is a flag down at the 35-yard line, so we'll see what happens here as the referee is standing back here waiting for everybody to come back, I think, Brian.
Most likely it's going to be a block in the back. That's typical what it is.
Yep, they called a holding call on that one. Dez made a nice thrill there for everybody. It was a fun one to call there, Brian. But it's going to get called back here as the flag is laying at about the 35-yard line of the Huskies, and it's going to come back. So almost put the first score of the game on the year for the Huskies, but Des made a nice run, Coach.
Well, we know that's what he can do. We've got a lot of speed, so if he can get in the open field, he's going to break it like he did.
So Des carries it through. We want to thank on our Farmers Union scoreboard for sponsoring. Farmers Union and Kyle DeVries sponsoring our scoreboard all year long for us. We want to thank Kyle for doing that and Farmers Union. It's 8-0 here in favor of the Bulldogs at the 7:29 mark. So they mark it back now. It's inside the 25 at the 24 for the Huskies. So here comes the offense now for the Huskies. Blake Schaefer at quarterback. He's going to start with Bo Arnstein in behind him. He dots the mini eye, if you will. Manzero, Kappas, and Trayton Link split out for the Huskies, and he hands it off to Bo Arnstein. Barely gets across the 25. Barely across the 20, I should say. To the 21. That should have been a 1st and 10, shouldn't it have?
I thought it was. It should have been 1st and 10. Yeah.
Okay, I thought he gained a couple yards on that one, but they've got him showing that he lost a couple yards, so I'll have to look at that again sometime. My fault. All right, we got I formation again with Schaefer back, and he's going to hand it off to Arnstein. He's going to go around the right side and gets around the corner, but just barely again across the 20, maybe to the 21, and so it's a short gain for the Huskies. He's going to make it 3rd and about 12. So good chase there by the Bulldogs to bring down Arnstein. He tried to get around the corner there, Brian, but just not quite enough speed there to get around the corner for him. 6.5 to go here in the first quarter. We're going to call it 3rd and 13. Scoreboard says 3rd and 12, but we're going to call it 3rd and 13 here now. The Huskies 3rd and long. And Schaefer takes a snap. He's looking downfield, and he's going to go toward Kappas, and there's a little contact over there, but no flag was thrown as Kappas was bumped out of bounds on the intended pass for Caden Kappas at about the 45 of the Huskies. It'll bring up 4th down. So tough try there for Caden Kappas. Just wasn't quite on the mark with that from Schaefer.
Well, just one-on-one out there on the outside. It's got to basically be right there. Difficult pass to make, and just not able to come down with it.
So after the opening kickoff return by Dez, kind of got everybody excited there on that return, was called back for a holding penalty. Now Caden Kappas is back in the 4th down to punt, and it's a low punt, and it's going to go out of the bounds, out of the side of his foot, carries about 15 yards and goes to about the 35 of the Wahpeton Huskies. So again, good starting field position here for Milbank.
That's going to be first 2 possessions in a row here. Milbank's going to come up with the short field. We talked about earlier about not making mistakes, and right away on the first kickoff, Wahpeton gets a penalty and calls back a score. Tough to really get going, kind of take the wind out of your sails a little bit. Let's see if they can recover.
So I can imagine that Milbank won't be kicking it toward Dez on the next kickoff.
I would say probably not.
Here comes Milbank now. Again, Kraus back in the quarterback position. Again, a bobble on the handoff, but it's taken by Kargas, and he gets across near the 30-yard line, so he carries it forward for a gain of about 4. On the handoff from Kraus to Kargas, there was a bit of a bobble, and he ended up hanging on to it, and he carried it forward for a gain of 4. So again, Kraus in the backfield, and this time he's got lined up next to him Marshall Volts, the big guy at 200 pounds, just off to his right, and he puts it right in the belly of Volts, and he's bouncing off a few tacklers, gets near the 25-yard line, carries it forward, the ball comes out, but he was whistled down, and it'll be a gain there for Volts. It's going to be close to a first down. We'll see if they're going to measure, if they're going to be just short. So just short, inside of a yard here on the Volts carry. 5:09 and counting here in the first quarter. So Milbank comes up now, 3rd and short here. I'm sure it's 4-down territory as they're inside the Husky 30-yard line at the 26. So Kraus under center this time. Man in motion to the left. He hands it off to Volts, and the Huskies did good there. We'll see if that's going to be a first down or not. The Huskies Huskies stuffed that run, Brian, is what I'm trying to say.
Here looks like good stop there.
They are whistling it for 4th down, so the fist is in the air, so the referees are signaling 4th down and very short, so less than a yard, and Milbank will go for it here at about the 25-yard line. So Kraus underneath center, Bolts in the backyard, in the backfield, and Kraus carries it forward on the quarterback sneak, and he ends up with momentum, carries it forward about 4 yards and gets the 1st down.
Yeah, that's you can see that coming. You just go quick count and just right over the guard there and just move the pile and able to pick it up.
So 1st and 10 now for Milbank as they are still in Wahpeton territory. The ball on about the 20-yard line of the Wahpeton Huskies. 2 split out to the left, 1 split to the right. Again, Kraus in the backfield. And he hands it off into the belly of Schwen, and he's going to go around the left side, gets around the corner, and he's tackled there by 3 Huskies. I see Trade and Link out there on the tackle. And I believe Tori Ulick was over in the area too as well.
Again, good pursuit to the outside, able to contain a little bit, but got to find a little bit of consistency here on defense.
So Schwen carries the ball there for Milbank on that carry. He carries it for about 5 yards, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 5 at the Huskies' 15-yard line. We're inside 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Fast-moving first quarter here, Brian.
Yeah, going pretty fast here.
So under center now, Kraus comes up under center. And Bolts in the backfield right directly behind him. Rolls to the right, and I don't know if that was a messed up play, but making the tackle on that one, Brian, coming up there was, I believe, Colin Samuels.
Yeah, I think there's a little miscommunication there.
Or was it Caden Kappas? Maybe it was Caden Kappas. Didn't see if it was 5 or 2 that come up on that pile. Might have been Caden Kappas coming up there to stuff that run. So we're at 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Again, Milbank leads 8-0. Again, thank you for the Farmers Union Insurance Scoreboard. I also want to thank Scott's Electric, our Red Zone sponsor. Right now, Milbank's in the Red Zone. They have the electricians to handle all their customer needs. Scott's Electric, our Red Zone sponsor. So now Kraus again back in the gun, and he hands it off to Volts. It goes off left guard, and a nice tackle there by Caden Kappas. Gets to the 10-yard line. It's going to be close to a 1st down, and if it's not a 1st down, Brian, it looks like it might be a 1st down.
He was popped pretty good there. Good tackle by Caden.
It is 1st down, so they're whistling 1st down. So it's 1st down now for Milbank, and I don't know if it's inside the 10. We'll see where they drop the chain, so it's 1st down and goal to go now inside the 10-yard line for Milbank. So 2:25 to go here in the first. Again, the Huskies trail 8-0 on a 14-yard run by Schwen at the 7:43 mark for Milbank. So Kraus alone now in the backfield in the shotgun position. And he's going to take the snap and run straight forward, finds a crease, and he's going to get through, and he's going to break in for the touchdown on a 10-yard run by Kraus on a 10-yard keeper.
Tough to stop that. You just right up the gut. You kind of, he's running there with not a lot of blocking, but he's got good speed and able to find the hole, get in for the touchdown.
So again, the running game proving out big here for Milbank. Again, the odd formation here. They've got about 6 linemen over to the left. The snapping the ball is going to be Mason Riley, and now they come back into normal positions, and the kicker puts the tee down, or excuse me, the holder puts the tee down, and kicking the extra point is going to be Parker Schell. Parker Schell, a 5'10", 220 offensive lineman. High snap to Kraus. He pulls it back down, and kick is up, and it looks good enough, and it is. And that will make it a 15 by Schell. Makes the score now 15-0. So that's going to be a score there for the Milbank Bulldogs, making the score 15-0. Again, a lot of offense here from Milbank, not a lot of offense from the Huskies here. They were 3 and out and lost 3 yards on their first possession. Again, if you weren't with us earlier, you can go back and watch the replay. But Dez had an exciting run there to break open for a touchdown, but it was called back due to a Huskies holding call and brought the ball back into Husky territory. So we're at 1:56 to go here in the first quarter. Huskies are going to receive the ball again. Cargus back to kick from the 40-yard line for Milbank. It looks like we're ready to go. Cargus lines up on the far hash, and the kick goes to the left side, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 23-yard line, so the Huskies will get the ball, I believe, at the 35, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it should come out to the 35.
So that one went out of bounds. The Huskies didn't even come close to touching it. Caden Kappas watched it go out of bounds on the far side. So, yep, they're going to get the ball at the 35. We got a little bit of a breeze here, Brian, at the Milbank Stadium, home of the Bulldogs.
Wasn't much of a breeze when we walked into the press box here. It was pretty warm.
Yeah, it was.
But now it feels pretty good. Nice little breeze coming through. Got the window open.
The breeze is coming from the north, so the Huskies are going into the wind. Schaefer back and deep now. Again, Arnstein behind him. Split Manzero. He's coming in across motion, and they hand it off to Manzero to Dez, and he's going to come across, and he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1 for Dez.
Good containment there by Milbank as well.
So Dez carries it forward for a gain of 1 on that sweep to the near side. Minute 35 to go here in the first. Huskies in their purple pants and white tops. Purple numbers, Wahpeton across the front, their purple helmets with a white Husky paw on the side of their helmet. 2 receivers to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Coming in motion now is Samuels. He gets into the slot position, and there's a handoff to Arnstein, and he's smothered in the backfield and loses about 6 yards.
Yeah, just tough there, you know, not anywhere to go. The big guys up front got a lot of work to do here.
Clock is ticking. It goes slow here. It takes a few seconds to go. And under 50 seconds to go. It's kind of odd. It just stops for a few seconds, but then it shows up at the right time. So the clock on the scoreboard is correct, I'm assuming. So in motion to the near side, Samuels. Schaefer drops back. He's looking over to the right side and looking for Kappas, and Caden's got a drift to the right, and it was just a little bit out of his reach and a little bit out of the defender's reach. And over on that side, guarding there was Carson Weber, the 5'8", 140-pound junior from Milbank. So that'll be another 3 and out for the Huskies. And again, that's a loss of about 4 yards. So Huskies offense struggling here in the early part of the first half.
Going to need to get a good kick here and get Milbank off the right side of the field.
So Kappa's back to kick the ball, and it's a low snap, but he picks it up quick. And now this time he gets off a little better punt, goes across the 50, inside the 45, and rolls to a stop at about the 44 of Milbank. So Kappa's had a little better kick that time, Brian, and
well, you've got Milbank on the other side of the 50 here, so let's see if you can keep them on that side and not let them work their way down the field. But defense has been okay, but it's just been spotty. You know, just kind of here and there. You just got to maintain some consistency and see if you can't get a 4 and out.
So Kraus comes out to be the quarterback again for Milbank. We're at 20 seconds, or is that 28? I can't. It looks like 20 seconds to go here.
Goalpost is in the way.
Goalpost is right in the way for me, right in the angle of me here. And again, Brian's got 3 cameras set up here for tonight, so hopefully the fans are enjoying here. And welcome again to Three Borders Sports Network. So Kraus in the backfield, Volts to his right, gets the snap, and he takes Volts right up the middle, and the Huskies smelled that one out and stopped him for a loss of about 3 yards. So the Husky defense comes up big there on that one, Brian. And coming up from the bottom of the pile with the ball was Dez.
That's what you need right there. Just get a good stop. You know, loss of 2 there. Let's see if you can continue and get these guys out of here.
Dez read that ball good and that play well, and he got up there from his safety position and stopped that, or his corner position, excuse me, and stopped that. So that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So if we can I want to thank again our sponsors, the Wahpeton Daily News, our pregame show, OSPTI Injury Report. The starting lineup was sponsored by Thrivent and Will Financial. The kickoff was by RDO Equipment. And that is going to be, it's going to take us to our first commercial here, Brian, if you're ready.
At IFC, we work closely with our producers to utilize superior cropping and processing systems that yield products and ingredients of the highest quality and integrity. At Richland IFC, we are dedicated to working with growers through relationships based on longevity and mutual benefits for all parties involved. Richland IFC and its growers utilize superior cropping and processing systems that yield products and ingredients of the highest quality and integrity for our food manufacturers. Richland IFC proudly supports Husky sports.
All right, welcome back here to Milbank, South Dakota. The Wahpeton Huskies trail Milbank 15-0 here is the first game for the Huskies in the 2020 season. We want to welcome everybody here to Three Borders Sports Network. We are going to start the second quarter here. I want to thank Richland IFC for being a sponsor as well. Again, we appreciate all of our sponsors, Richland IFC, Scott's Electric, Farmers Union Insurance Scoreboard. And it's 15-0 here in favor of Milbank as we begin the second quarter. Our pregame sponsor, Wahpeton Daily News, OSPTI, our injury report, and Thrivent Financial, the starting lineup, and RDO Equipment. We want to thank Ross and the crew over there. So again, here we are going to start the second quarter on the Farmers Union Insurance Scoreboard. 15-0 lead for Milbank. Kraus in the backfield, under center. Turns around, and he's going to roll to the right, and then a little toss off on a tight end screen on the far side there. It's complete to Bowser, and it is a complete, but it's a small gain there, maybe a gain of about 3 yards, and it's going to bring up 3rd and long for Milbank. No, they're not even going to give him that much, Brian. It's about a gain of 2 maybe.
We'll take that.
We'll take that. And we got some new equipment here we're working with, so everybody, we appreciate your patience, and we appreciate everybody tuning in and the nice comments we're getting on Facebook and everything else here. We appreciate the text messages, and hopefully you're enjoying the broadcast. Thanks, Rod Romermine. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight. Milbank, Kraus deep. He's going to look to the left now on 3rd and 10, and the Huskies are going to chase him down, and oh, that should be intentional grounding. Let's see if there is something. They did not call it. I suppose he's out of the pocket, Brian. But giving chase on that one, I believe, for Wahpeton, that was Jacob DeVries. So nice play by Jacob as he chased down Kraus and made him throw the ball. It was not called intentional grounding, I'm assuming, because he was out of the pocket.
Yeah, it was pretty close, though. I mean, he was close to still being there. But good heads-up play by the quarterback to get rid of the ball.
And Jackson Cluton was also on the chase there. He also gave chase on that one. So, again, Jackson Cluton and also Jacob DeVries. And here's a kick, and it's going to be a fake kick, and going off to the right. And he's going to get covered up there by nice cover on a fake punt attempt. And, again, a loss of about 3 yards. And, again, a nice cover there by Jackson Cluton. So he stops the 4th down fake punt attempt as Milbank is pretty confident in their defense, as it was incomplete, or unsuccessful is what I'm trying to say, Brian. An unsuccessful fake punt try for Milbank.
Well, that's what we needed. We needed to stop there. You know, keep them on the right side of the field, and see what you can do now here on offense.
Carr just gets it up a little bit shaken up there. Looks like he's hurting a little bit in the hip or the right shoulder or something here. Is coming up now. The Huskies are in Milbank territory now. They're in the Bulldog side of the field, which is everything's been on this side of the field so far for us, Brian. Schaefer in the shotgun, drops back, looks left, and completes left. And I cannot see who completed that pass to. Let's see. And that was to Trayton Link. So Link, the 6'1", 155-pound senior, over on the left side, gets the completion for about 7 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 3. Nice completion over there, Brian.
Positive yards. You'll take that every day of the week.
That's going to bring up 2nd and about 3 for the Huskies. Schaefer in the backfield, right behind him is Arnstein, and he hands it off to Arnstein. He's going to go to the left side. Little hesitation, and he's going to get up forward, maybe gains 1 on the 2nd and 3 carry. So it'll bring up 3rd and a long 2 for the Huskies now on the ball on the 33-yard line of Milbank.
4 down territory for sure, so just try and get a little bit here, then leave yourself something that's manageable on the 4th down. 3 yards, not much. Get half here and half, and then go ahead and get yourself a first down.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and a long 2 here for the Huskies. Ball on the 32-yard line. Schaefer in the backfield. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff to Arnstein, completes it to the right side, but for no gain. And I think they're going to say it's incomplete, but it looked like a loss anyway, so that's probably a good thing for the Huskies. And getting slow to get up there for the Huskies was Colin Samuels. But he gets up and goes back to the huddle. Colin Samuels was on the incomplete thing, and it looked like he lost a yard if it was caught, as it was covered up there by a Milbank defender. So it brings up 4th and 2. The Huskies have got to go for it here to try and stay in the game here and get a score and a first down and keep some momentum here as Schaefer in the backfield. Got Caden Kappas on the near side. Dez is over on the far side, and he's going to throw the ball, and he looks over to the far side. It was in the hands over on the far side to Trayton Link, but he got hit hard by the defender and dropped the ball.
Right there where it needed to be, a nice grab, nice route, just not able to hang on to it, hit as he caught the ball and just popped it right out.
Yeah, he had enough for the completion. If it was completed, it would have been enough for a first down at about the 25-yard line. It would have been enough for a first down, and it would have been a nice momentum keeper for the Huskies here with 9:39 to go on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. The Milbank Bulldogs 15, the Wahpeton Huskies 0. So Milbank takes over now on the 31-yard line on their own 31. So near side here for Milbank is going to be Sawyer Gower. And it's a handoff to Volts, and he's hit hard again in the front. And he's met hard there by Logan Jurdevig. And he carries it forward, falls forward. The big 200-pound running back carries it forward for a couple yards, and he's going to get positive yardage for Milbank. It'll bring up 2nd and 7. That 200-pound running back coming at you there at full speed. Again, Jurdevig kind of put the brakes on him, but he still bounced ahead for a couple yards, Brian.
You got somebody that big coming at you that fast, it's going to be tough. You just got to bear down and bring him to the ground.
So 9 minutes here to go in the second quarter on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. 15-0 lead for the Milbank Bulldogs. Kraus in the backfield. Bolts off to his left. Snap and right into the belly of Volts. He's going to go off the right side now to the right tackle, and he's met over on the right side. And a nice tackle over there by Colin Samuels. 160-pounder taking down the 200-pound running back. Did a nice job of doing that. And he holds him to a short gain, so it's going to bring up 3rd and medium distance. 3rd and about 4 for Milbank.
You just need more of that. Just get those stops and see if you can get your offense back on the field.
It'll be interesting to see if the Huskies can hold him, Brian, if they will go for a fake punt or if they're going to try and go for the first down now on their opportunity if it gets to that. We'll see what happens here. Huskies got to hold him first.
Just got to see how manageable it is. You got 5-ish yards here. If you can hold them, maybe get a loss here, make them punt the ball. I think it's 2 or 3 yards they're going to go for it.
So this is 3rd and 4 here for Milbank. As Kraus in the backfield, a little confusion there. We didn't know our lineups on the Milbank side, so they had to call a timeout. So there's a timeout on the field on the Milbank Bulldogs scoreboard, sponsored by the Farmers Union Insurance and Kyle DeVries. The score, the Bulldogs 15, the Huskies 0. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have more Husky football right after this.
Here, every town is a sports town, and why not? Sports were important to us growing up, and we want the same for our kids, to get involved, because that's how kids learn to lead, and why Farmers Union Insurance supports these programs. Farmers Union Insurance. They don't just protect our community, they invest in it.
Welcome back to Milbank, South Dakota. Joe Schreiner alongside Brian Watson. Again, the Husky football 2020 season opener here from Milbank, South Dakota. The Huskies taking on Milbank Bulldogs on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. They trail the Bulldogs 15-0. And Huskies had a little bit of something going there in offense here, but they just couldn't quite get that pass completion for the first down, Brian, to keep it going. But Huskies might have found a little bit of passing game going here to get some offense rolling.
Yeah, just doing good things. You got to take them when you can get them, and see if you can string a bunch of those together. So right now, you need to stop. You need to get Milbank off the field, and then see if you can do some damage on offense. 8
minutes to go exactly here in the second quarter, and again the Huskies trail the Bulldogs 15-0 on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. So back deep is Kraus, 3rd and 4 now, and he takes a snap, fakes a handoff on the sweep, and it's going to be carried forward by Kraus, and he's going to break through. Gets across the 40, the 30, the 25, 20, 15, and tackled from behind at about the 6-yard line. Again, tackled from behind was Torrey Ulick, caught him up there, and with Torrey's speed brought the tackle down, brought Kraus down at about the 7-yard line on the Huskies. And there is a flag on the play. I thought I saw a flag, Brian.
A late flag there. We'll see if it's on Wahpeton or on Milbank.
So we'll see what the call is. I'm looking for the referee. And what is he going to do here?
So it looks like it's against Wahpeton.
I don't know what that would have been, as the Wahpeton guys were chasing.
Personal foul.
Did somebody grab a face mask or something, I wonder?
Possibly. Maybe in there late. I didn't really see anything.
So that's going to move the ball inside the 5-yard line now to just inside the 4-yard line of the Huskies. So Milbank on that long run there by Kraus on the keeper was 3rd and 4, and the Huskies gave up a long run there of about 50 yards. Well, it was more than that. So that's going to bring up 1st and goal here for Kraus now and the Milbank Bulldogs as the clock gets wound up. Kraus, he's got Volts on the left side, and as hand off to Volts, he's going to get it up across the middle, and the big guy carries it in for the touchdown. And that is 6 more points for Volts on a 6-yard touchdown. 6-yard touchdown run. At 7:40 to go here in the second quarter. And again, the Milbank Bulldogs setting up here in their odd formation. And about 6 linemen off to the left side. Volts lined up behind him. The snap goes back to Kraus. Kraus pulls it back down. He's going to run it forward. And did the Huskies keep? Nope, he got in on a 2-yard run. So again, another little wrinkle in the, holy cow, we got the siren going long. Another little wrinkle in that odd formation there for Milbank on a 2-yard run for Kraus. He just took it up there himself. He faked the pass off to the right side, took it up in for the 2-yard run and a 2-point conversion.
Just doing a good job of keeping Wahpeton off balance. Kind of hard to figure out what they're going to do when they get up to the line.
Now they've done 3 different things there out of that formation right now, so it's going to keep the Huskies on their toes every extra point. On the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard now, it's 23-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. The 7:40 mark of the second quarter. Huskies have all 3 timeouts left. Milbank did use one in that earlier drive there on that 3rd down and 4 conversion that they weren't quite sure of the formation. So the siren after the touchdown finally goes quiet. And it looks like Kargas will come back out to kick off. He got a slight injury in his first time there when he kicked off the last time, and now he's back out to kick off. Again, deep for the Huskies is Caden Campus and Dez are back deep. Also back, Hunter Owens is back deep for the Huskies on the near side, about 10 yards ahead of Dez. There's the kickoff, and it's going to bounce, and Caden Campus picks it up at about the 29-yard line. Caden gets across the 40 and to about the 42 on the carry. So a nice little return there for Caden Campus in the sophomore from Wahpeton. Good little speedster. We saw him playing baseball this year. He had good speed on the bases, Brian, so he was hoping to break one too.
Caden's a good athlete, both football, baseball, and basketball.
And basketball, three-sport athlete. And speaking of Caden, he's going to come out wide to the near side here, along side Colin Samuels, split out wide. Schaefer in the backfield. Arnstein behind him. Samuels in motion to the right. Schaefer looks right. Kappas not open. Now he's going to throw it as Kappas comes back, and he makes the catch right along the sideline at the 29-yard line. He gets out of bounds, thrown out of bounds there by Milbank. Justice Osborne throws him out of the field of play, and nice completion there from Schaefer to Kappas. Again, a completion there of about 20, almost 30 yards there. So a nice completion there for Schaefer to Kappas. And Caden came back for that one, Brian. I don't know if you saw that or not. But
good throw, good catch. Caden doing what good receivers do, making sure that you can come back and get that ball, making the quarterback look good.
So the passing game coming to life here for the Huskies. 1-0. Dez is in motion, and again, Schaefer drops back, looks for Dez on a screen pass to the near side, and it's incomplete out of his hands, just out of his reach.
Had to get rid of that one quick. It's a little bit outside for Dez, not able to bring it down. Probably better off not catching it. Might have lost a yard there.
So the Huskies trying to get the ball in the hands of their speedsters. We talked about that with Coach Gilbertson. Huskies not so big, but a lot of speed on this team. Trying to use the athletes where he has them. Again, two split to the left, Kappas to the right. Dez over to the left. And on the far side over there is Trayton Link as well. He drops back, looks over to the near side for Trayton Link, and he is horse-collared. Yes, there is a flag. So it's a good call there by the referee. I don't know if you saw it, Brian, but Trayton Link was going up for the ball, and the defender almost ripped his helmet off there. So that should be a personal foul on Milbank. We'll see what they call.
Defender kind of caught out of position there and tried to make up for it, and comes up with the penalty there.
So it is a penalty flag here, and it is personal foul. Face mask is called. I saw that one, Brian, so a good call there by the referee. The umpire on the side, I should say. So that should be, I believe, enough for a first down for the Huskies. Let's see where they mark it.
You'll take them any way you can get them.
Yep.
And he's marching down there, so he'll certainly take that.
It's a big penalty there.
15-yard penalty.
15-yard penalty here for the favor of the Huskies. Puts the ball at the 15. So we're inside the Scott's Electric red zone. Don't forget, they've got electricians to handle all of your customer needs. Again, Scott's Electric, our red zone sponsor. We got a whistle, and now we're ready for play. Schaefer in the backfield. Kappas to the near side. Dez and Link to the far side. Snap. And a little hand back there, a little toss. That might have been actually called a run there on that little pitch there to Arnstein, and they lose 3 yards.
Yeah, kind of a lateral there. I don't know if he was far enough in front of him to make it a forward pass, but not much there. Trying to mix it up a little bit, Wahpeton, take advantage of the penalty here. So Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard, 6 minutes, 46 seconds to go here. Bulldogs lead the Huskies 23-0. It's going to bring up second down and about 13 for the Huskies. Ball on the 18-yard line of the Milbank Bulldogs. Schaefer back deep. Dez in motion to the near side. 3 receivers on the right now in the motion. And there's a toss, and it's going to go to Kappas in the corner of the end zone, and Kappas did well to knock that ball out of the defender's hand. The back there defending was Weber. And Caden Kappas did well to get that ball out of Weber's hands. There could have been an interception in the end zone. That's one of those times where, as a receiver, you turn into a defender, and Caden doing a good job of knocking that ball away.
Again, the Huskies in the Scott's Electric red zone here. We're on the 18-yard line. 6 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the second quarter as the Huskies looking to get their first score on the board, but they've got a little ways to go here. Third down and about 13 yards to go. Ball on the 18-yard line, so they've got to get to the 5-yard line approximately for that first down. And I'm sure the Huskies are going to go for it here on 4-down territory. Schaefer deep, 2 receivers right and 2 left. And again, Schaefer drops back, finds Kappas on the near side. A little bit too high for him to handle, just out of his reach at the 10-yard line on the near hash. Kappas ran a little bit of a slant going in, and it just out of his hands and out of his reach there as he couldn't quite pull it down. Brian, tough one for him to pull down.
Yeah, just a tough catch to make. Open there, but just not able to bring it down.
So Huskies are facing a 4th and 13 now. They've got to get the first down inside the 5-yard line here to keep this drive going. Again, a good drive here offensively for the Huskies, and hoping it doesn't stall without points. And in the backfield now for the Huskies, Hunter Owens behind Schaefer, and Schaefer's going to roll to the right, and he looks for a pass. He completes it to Dez, and Dez is going to fight his way, and it's going to depend on the spot. We'll see where they mark the ball. It's going to be close to a first down. Dez made a nice crossing pattern catch there, and they think they got the first down, don't they? Let's see where they mark it.
Dez doing a good job of working his way towards the goal line there, and it looks like he's...
I think he's going to be short.
They called him short.
The Huskies thought they had that first down on that play, and the referee marks the ball just short. They didn't bring the chains out to measure, and the Huskies stall at the 6-yard line.
Really thought he made it.
I did too. It was very close when he ended up down, but maybe his knee touched before they got across the 5-yard line. Anyway, they're marking the ball at the 6-yard line of the Huskies. So now let's see what the Huskies can do on defense. 1st and 10 for Milbank. As Milbank turns the Huskies over on downs. 6:09 to go here. Kraus in the backfield, Volts beside him. And we just had too many players on the field. We got a penalty. Too many people on the field there for 12 guys on the field for Milbank. So they got a whistle, and it's going to be half the distance to the goal. So that's going to put the ball at the 3-yard line, Brian, if I did my math right.
Yeah, you had one player just running off the field there last second. And
yep, they broke huddle, and he went running off the field, and you can't do that.
12 men on the field, on the Bulldogs.
So again, we want to thank Rod Romerine for tuning in tonight. Anybody else wants to shoot us a text here, shoot us a text, and we'll give you a shout out here. My number is 640-2619, 640-2619. Going to mark the penalty off against Milbank, and it's going to bring up 1st and about 13 to go. All placed on the 3-yard line. So if the Huskies can pin them deep here, that'd be a good momentum builder for the Huskies as they trail on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard, 23 to nothing. There's a handoff to Volts, and he gets across the 5-yard line. So gain maybe of 2 or 3 yards for Volts off the left side.
That's what you got to do. Just keep them down there, make them punt the ball, get good field position again, and see if you can get back down there and score this time.
So not quite 3 yards. It's going to be 2nd and a long 10 here for the Milbank Bulldogs as Kraus gets the play from Coach Almendinger on the sideline. He goes back into the huddle. So Kraus breaks the huddle, and he's got Volts off to his right side. We're at 5.5 to go here in quarter number 2. And a handoff to Volts, going to come off the left side again. And a nice tackle, and the ball squirts loose, and I think the Huskies might be on it. We'll see what they call. And the Huskies think they have it, and let's see what the referee says. He's got to agree with them first. Let's see what they say. And they're talking about it. Let's see what they say. He didn't have enough for the first down. And it's still a conversation among the referees. And they're going to say it's 3rd down. What did they say? Oh, they couldn't believe it. The Huskies can't believe it. They gave the ball back to Milbank, and it's going to bring up 3rd down. I thought the Huskies covered that one up, Brian.
They're just going to call him down, I think, before the ball came out.
Maybe that's what it was. So we're at the 5-minute mark here on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. Milbank 23, Wahpeton 0. Huskies opening season. And Dez is talking to the referee right there, and I think that's what the referee said, Brian. He agreed with you and said the ball was down. So 3rd down and short here. And Kraus in the shotgun. He's got a runner in motion. Kraus is going to take it up the middle himself. He's got a wide open spot, and he trips up there, but he gets enough for the first down and gets it to about the 19-yard line for the first down.
Huskies fortunate there to not come up with a penalty. Husky player came in late and tried to block somebody from Milbank.
Yep.
And referees just kind of talked to him and cleaned it up a little bit.
Yep. I think a little frustration there that we didn't get the call on the fumble, I think, was the frustration on that one from the Husky players.
Right.
So 4:20 to go here in the second quarter. And Kraus in the backfield, Volts to his left. Takes a snap, puts it in Bolts' belly, goes off to the right side, and he gets tackled there. Nice tackle. I believe that was, who was that came up and made the tackle? That was a nice tackle there made by Arnstein. Tim and Casey Kappas, hey, thanks for watching from Minneapolis. We appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate the comments. Thank you very much. And Rich Mosteller's tuning in. Thanks, Rich. Rich and Michelle and family, I suppose. Appreciate you guys tuning in to Three Borders Sports Network. Tell your friends. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We'd appreciate the subscribers. Doesn't cost anything to subscribe. There, Kraus takes a snap and a handoff to Volts again, and he goes up forward, tripped up there short of the first down, and getting up from that tackle, I believe, was made by Hunter Owens. So Hunter come up from his linebacker spot to make the tackle. So it's going to be 3rd and about 3 for Milbank here, and we are approaching the 3-minute mark of the second quarter. So Kraus in the backfield, Bolts to his left, takes a snap, puts it in Bolts' belly, and he gets caught in the backfield, and the Huskies tackle him for a loss. Let's see who was in on that one, Brian. I see Thomas Ulrich down in there. Who else gets up from that pile? The boys are getting a little spunky out there now. Settle down, boys.
Just a bunch of Huskies there doing what they need. That's a gang tackle right there.
Dez was in on that tackle. I believe also in on that tackle was Bo Arnstein. So the Huskies defense comes up big. It's 4th and about 8 for Milbank, and I believe they will attempt a punt. So 2:23 to go, and the clock is ticking. 4th and a long 7 for Milbank. And they might just let the clock go. I don't see a... Do they use a play clock in South Dakota? I don't even know, Brian. I don't see one.
They do. The official could be keeping it on the field.
Keeping it on the field. And their coach calls a timeout there as Coach Almendinger used it all up. So, yes, there must be a play clock, but they must be keeping it on the field, huh?
I think they are.
So that's going to bring up a break in the action here in this timeout on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. We want to thank Kyle DeVries for doing that. Milbank 23, Wahpeton 0.
Thrivent Financial wishes the Wahpeton Husky Fall sports teams and coaches the best of success. Thrivent is proud to have the opportunity to support this community and help those who live and work here make the most of their time, talents, and treasures. Call Will Ulick, your local Thrivent financial professional. If you're interested in putting plans that align with your values into action, please call Will Ulick at 701-642-1108. Thrivent Financial.
All right, welcome back here to Milbank, South Dakota. Joe Schreiner alongside Brian Watson.
Well, football season, I like it.
Football season, and it's a very nice evening here in Milbank. A little bit of a breeze now. It's basically blowing across the field now. It was going from left to right, and now it's kind of blowing as a crosswind. It's let up a little bit. It's not as strong as it was before.
Yeah, when we got here, it was really blowing out of the north.
Yeah. Now it's kind of a northwest breeze, but it's not as strong. Again, back in punt formation. Now high snap. Carcass takes it, and he's going to kick it out deep. As Huskies had all 11 players up on the line of scrimmage to try and block the punt, and it drops and falls down dead at about the 42-yard line of the Huskies. So the Huskies will get it 1st and 10. They've got 3 timeouts left, Brian. Let's see what they can do here as the Huskies started to get their passing game going. And Huskies trying to get the passing game going. They did get the passing game going. We'll see if we can get some halftime stats for you here from the Huskies. I think they're across the way, though, aren't they? We talked to Coach Gilbertson about getting stats from them at halftime, but I think they're across the way, aren't they?
Yeah, it's kind of a unique setup. They've got 2 press box setups, one on each side, and the coaches are opposite us, and the media and the scorekeeper are on the same side as we are. So it might be a little difficult for us to get those stats that we were promised.
So we were going to try and have stats for you at halftime. I don't know if we're going to have those. So again, the Huskies get the ball back here on their own 42-yard line. A minute 53 to go on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. The Bulldogs lead 23-0 over the Huskies. Again, the Huskies going to look and try and do something here to end the first half and get on the scoreboard. Schaefer back in shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Schaefer takes the snap, drops back, looks to the left, goes to the left over to Trayton Link, but he's tackled for maybe a short gain of 1 at the most. So 1-yard gain there for Trayton Link over on the far side. Makes it 2nd and 9.
So positive play, making the catch, but you got to get some positive yards here as the half is dwindling down.
Clock continues to run now, about a minute and a half. 2nd and 9 for the Huskies here. Ball in their 43 now. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And Dez goes in motion to the left. And it's a handoff to Arnstein. He goes up the middle. And positive yards for Arnstein as he gets near midfield, almost to the 50-yard line on a carry of about 7 yards there is going to make it 3rd and 2. 3rd and long 2 for Arnstein. So good run there by Arnstein up the middle.
Certainly going the right way, so you got to keep it going here as the quarter's running out.
We're under a minute to play here now. The Huskies trying to keep this ball here and keep it going here as we are nearing. But the Huskies don't want to turn the ball over here. So we'll see what the Huskies do now with 43 seconds to go on the scoreboard. In Schaefer deep, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Arnstein moves up to right beside to the left side of Schaefer, and Schaefer's going to keep it, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. Loses a couple yards with 28 seconds on the scoreboard. That brings up 4th down now for the Huskies, and we'll see what they do. Under 25 seconds to go.
A little misdirection there. Really didn't fool Milbank. Good job on defense staying home there.
So it looks like everybody's going to be content to let the clock run out, Brian, I believe. It's going to be 4th down, but I don't think anybody's going to call a timeout. That's going to be it here, and I believe our score is in the end here in the first half. And clock continues to wind down, and now it hits 4-0. So that is the end of the first half. And the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard, the Milbank Bulldogs 23, the Wahpeton Huskies 0. Again, we'll come back here after a few commercial messages, and we will have some halftime information for you, and then we'll take some more breaks. Again, we want to thank all of our sponsors, the Wahpeton Daily News, OSPTI, Thrivent Financial, RDO Equipment, Richland IFC, Scott's Electric, and Farmers Union Insurance. We want to thank everybody, and the Wahpeton Sports Booster Club. Brian, you ready to go there? All right, let's take a commercial break.
Sports were important to us growing up, and we want the same for our kids. To get involved, because that's how kids learn to lead. And why Farmers Union Insurance supports these programs. Farmers Union Insurance. They don't just protect our community, they invest in it.
I want to thank the Wahpeton Daily News for being a sponsor. Wahpeton Daily News wishes all the Wahpeton Husky sports teams the best of luck for this fall. The Wahpeton Daily News thanks you for supporting local journalism, including the Daily News Monitor and the Daily News. Keep up with local news, sporting events, and personal interest stories in our newspapers. The Daily News offers an e-newsletter. For more information at your computer, go and check out www.wahpetondailynews.com for much more. The Daily News supports all area sports teams and wishes the best of luck this season.
Service for season-long performance. RDO does that in Breckenridge. With fall fast approaching, you need to prepare your lawn equipment for leaf and snow removal. At RDO, we'll perform all regularly scheduled maintenance and switch out attachments. So your John Deere and other brands will run at peak performance all season long. We'll even pick up and deliver your equipment. Talk about easy. Call 218-643-2601 to schedule your service at RDO in Breckenridge.
Sports injuries can dampen a young athlete's high school career. Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy is here to make sure you get back to playing the sport you love. Whether it's a knee, shoulder, ankle, or back pain, OSPTI experts will use their knowledge to rehab and strengthen that injured area for a full and complete recovery. Stay in the game with OSPTI. All major insurances are accepted, and call us at area code 218-641-7725, or you can find us on Facebook at OSPTI, or just check us out on the web, www.ospti.net.
At IFC, we work closely with our producers to utilize superior cropping and processing systems that yield products and ingredients of the highest quality and integrity. At Richland IFC, we are dedicated to working with growers through relationships based on longevity and mutual benefits for all parties involved. Richland IFC and its growers utilize superior cropping and processing systems that yield products and ingredients of the highest quality and integrity for our food manufacturers. Richland IFC proudly supports Husky sports.
Scott's Electric in Wahpeton is a proud supporter of high school athletics. If you're in need of a commercial, industrial, agricultural, or residential electric service, call Scott's Electric at 642-9244. Licensed and bonded in North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota, offering 24-hour electrical service. Check out our website at www.scottselectric.net. Again, Scott's Electric. I want to thank them for being a sponsor, our Red Zone sponsor here on Three Borders Sports.
Financial wishes the Wahpeton Husky Fall sports teams and coaches the best of success. Thrivent is proud to have the opportunity to support this community and help those who live and work here make the most of their time, talents, and treasures. Call Will Ulick, your local Thrivent financial professional. If you're interested in putting plans that align with your values into action, please call Will Ulick at 701-642-1108. Thrivent Financial.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to Three Borders Sports Network. Our halftime show here is sponsored by Richland IFC. IFC, Brian, I think that's a quiz. We should do a little trivia thing on that one. Innovated Food Crops is what IFC stands for. So Richland IFC, Matt Bowen and the crew over there, we appreciate you guys being our halftime sponsor. Richland IFC working with local farmers to provide soybeans and colored corn to the food market. You ever eat those blue nacho chips, Brian?
I like those.
They're good, and that's part of their product. So every time you eat a blue nacho chip, you might be eating one of theirs. All right, let's take a recap here of the scoring here on the Richland IFC halftime show. The 7:43 mark of the first quarter, Milbank scored on a Schwen 14-yard touchdown run. Volts for the 2-point conversion after that. So at 7:43 of the first quarter was 8-0 in favor of Milbank. After that, Wahpeton came out on their first offensive drive, Brian, and unfortunately, Dez ran the ball back about 75 yards for a touchdown on the opening kick from Milbank, but it was called back due to a holding penalty, and so a nice effort there by Dez was thwarted.
Yeah, I mean, he got excited there right away. He's able to take his speed and go all the way down the field, right up the middle of the field for a touchdown, but unfortunately it's called back for a penalty.
So it gets called back, and Wahpeton's first possession was a 3-and-out, and they lose about 3 yards, and they kick it back on a punt that went off the side of Caden Campus's foot, and it was not a very good punt for Caden. I'm sure he wouldn't be happy with it either. And that's going to bring up Milbank now in a short field again. So at 1:56 mark of the first quarter, Kraus ran it in from 10 yards for Milbank. And then this time they kicked the ball with Shell, and it makes the score 15-0 here at the 1:56 mark of the first quarter.
Yeah, Wahpeton just not able to get anything going on offense, and then they kind of give up the big play. So, you know, just tough to be productive when you're not when you're just not getting it done offensively and defensively, and kind of shooting yourself in the foot a little bit. You know, some untimely penalties that take away the good things that you do.
So yeah, they came out in their second drive, and again another 3-and-out for Wahpeton, and it's a 4-yard loss. So in their first two drives, they were 7 yards in the minus side. So not a good first two drives for the Huskies.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, Coach Gilbertson, said they just kind of control what they do. You need to do some positive things and not make mistakes, try and play mistake-free football, and just got off to a slow start outside of the exciting play that got called back. Just a slow start both offensively and defensively.
So then the Huskies, when they get the ball the next time, they found the pass started working. The passing game started working there for Schaefer and crew. But then Volts came back with a 6-yard touchdown run at the 7:40 mark of the second quarter and made the score 21-0. And then Kraus runs it in for 2 yards on the keeper for a 2-point conversion, makes the score 23-0. And that was the final score here at the half. But again, Huskies positive things here, and I'm sure that's what Coach Gilbertson's talking to him about down in the huddle right now underneath the far end zone here on the right side. I'm sure that he's talking about the passing game. The coaches are thinking about the passing game, and there were some bright spots there for the Huskies on the offense.
Yeah, you can't scoreboard watch. You've just got to continue to play football and see if you can, just continue to do positive things. Just take it one play at a time and continue to do good things.
So the Huskies trail here on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard at halftime, 23-0. Milbank is down on our left side underneath the goalposts, and Wahpeton is down on the right side as you see them on the screen. They're down there, and the coaches are talking to them. The high school where the locker rooms are is quite a ways behind us here, and parking lot between us, and then they had to go quite a ways. In fact, they took the bus ride over here to get over here, so it was a fair walk here from the high school to here. So again, the score now is 23-0 on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. Again, Volts being a big runner for them, the 200-pound running back for Milbank, doing a lot of offensive power here for Milbank.
Volts is a big dude.
He's a horse.
And he's got some speed and some power, so difficult to bring him down, especially if he's in open field. Now, we've made some good strides when we were able to break through that line and able to get some gain tackles in there and drop them for a loss. But you gotta do that on a regular basis instead of just kind of here and there. Just good, solid stops, get Milbank's offense off the field, and then see if you can get some production on your side.
Again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. You can send us a text message. You can send it to my phone. It's 701-640-2619. Again, Rod Romerine chiming in, and he's watching the game. We appreciate the comments, Rod. Brian Geffrey, thanks for tuning in here, Brian and family. I'm guessing that probably Lori and Ethan are probably listening as well there, and probably got the fire going out in the driveway, and they're listening to the Huskies game here tonight. So we want to thank Brian Geffrey and family for tuning in tonight. Also, I got one more here, Brian, I was going to read here, and that's Keith Samuels watching and listening. So we appreciate Keith Samuels for tuning in as well. So thank you, Keith. We appreciate you tuning in and appreciate the comments as well. We appreciate that greatly here on Three Borders Sports Network. We're going to try and bring you some more sports activities. Again, the Huskies football season we've got here on Three Borders Sports Network. We're going to be covering all the football games that we can as long as we are allowed to get in some stadiums. We haven't gotten clearance from them all yet, but we hope to get clearance from everybody that we can come into their stadiums. But the next 2 games are home, Brian, so we're going to have those on the air for Husky fans.
We've got some volleyball coming up too, right?
Good grief, yeah. We got 2 volleyball games coming up next week on Tuesday and Thursday. We'll have those on 3BSN here too as well. Again, those will be from Husky Gymnasium. But the thing we found out from the coaches, Brian, is that, and athletic director Mike McCall, we found out that there's going to be limitations on the fan attendance for the indoor games.
Yeah, I mean,
in the outdoor games.
In the outdoor games too as well. I think for this game, they were a little generous with tickets here, allowing 6 per opposing team player. And a lot of things that we've heard in North Dakota that it's only going to be 2 tickets per opposing player, with the home players getting 4. So we got a good crowd here.
Yeah, it is a good crowd here, and I'd say the stands on our side here are probably a little over half full, maybe 2/3.
Yeah, a good night for football. Like I said, really windy earlier when we started, but now it's just a great football night.
So the Huskies trail 23-0 here on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. Again, beautiful night here in Milbank. A little breezy, but I think we're doing pretty good as far as the wind goes now, and the sun is setting behind us. And we're going to be having the second half coming up here shortly in just a few minutes as the Huskies trail 23-0 to Milbank. So again, the Huskies starters on offense. Blake Schaefer at quarterback, Bo Arnstein at the running back position. And they started with 3 wide receivers. Dez, Caden Kappas, and Trayton Link were all the wide receivers for Wahpeton. And then the tight end was Colin Samuels. And then the offensive line was Chase Wickren, Nathan Worrell, Logan Jerdevig, Riley Timian, and Josh Byer. So there was your offensive starting lineup for Wahpeton. And in the starting defense, we didn't get a chance to call that in the first half. The starting defense for Wahpeton in the game and the linemen's position were Logan Jerdevig, Jackson Cluton, and Tanner Thiel. So there was your starting lineman for Wahpeton. At linebackers, it was Nathan Worrell, Hunter Owens, and Jacob DeVries. There was your linebackers. Then the Huskies started 3 safeties. Torrey Ulick, 6-foot junior. Caden Kappas, 5'10 sophomore. And Bo Arnstein, a 6-foot sophomore. Those were your safeties. And then at the corners, we had Dez and Colin Samuels. And those boys have been making some tackles from the backfield, coming up and stopping the run there when the big guy, 200-pound Volts, would come up and try to make some runs. And the Huskies started sniffing him out there and shut him down a little bit. Again, we are unable to get the stats like we thought we were going to get, as the Huskies stat crew and film takers are across the way over in the other press box, so we aren't in the same press box as them, as Coach Gilbertson told us that we were able to get the stats from him, but unfortunately we can't. Jordan Kaler. Well, Brian was outside doing some technical things for us, and Jordy, I'll tell him that you guys are watching. The Cooking with the Kalers are watching, Brian. And I know you'll get back here on the headset here shortly, Brian, but just wanted to let you know that Jordy and family are watching. So we appreciate you guys watching. Jordy Kaler, a former Lady Husky basketball player, taking her talents now to Concordia. As Brian is resetting some cameras here for us to see what we can get going. We're just over a minute away here from the whistle going off here for the end of the halftime activities here. The band didn't play here. The high school band for Milbank was out here at pregame and played some. Good to hear a high school band playing music again, so it was good to hear that out here. And trying to get back to normal in life, even though life is a little bit more difficult for us. So, yeah, we'll give you a shout-out, Jordy. We'll get Watson back on the headset here soon. And got a lot of things coming up here on Three Borders Sports Network. Again, like Brian said, we've got our volleyball games coming up next week. On Tuesday and Thursday from Husky Gymnasium, we're going to cover the Lady Huskies volleyball team. We interviewed Coach Addie Van Kira on our pregame or coach's fall preview show. If you haven't checked it out yet, check it out on our webpage, the Three Borders Sports Network, Wahpeton Huskies Fall Sports Preview Show, where we interviewed all 6 fall coaches, and we also interviewed Athletic Director Mike McCall. And let's see if we can find the schedule here that we've got. Tuesday, September 1st, we've got a home game for volleyball against Fargo South. And then Thursday, and I don't have it on the schedule here on the Facebook page, but we added Thursday night's game at home on volleyball as well. So we'll have both those games this week on Tuesday and Thursday. I should say next week, Tuesday and Thursday. Then after that, on the 22nd, we got another girls volleyball game. Excuse me, we got to go back. September 4th, we have the football game against Hazen at home. That game starts early, Brian. That's a 6:30 game, so we'll be starting that one early. And then on the 11th of September, we've got Beulah away. So Brian and I are going to make a run up to Beulah, North Dakota, and spend our half a day driving up there and a half a night coming home. So we will be up in Beulah at 7 o'clock that night for the kickoff there. Then fast forwarding, the September 18th game with Turtle Mountain has been canceled. Turtle Mountain has canceled all of their games, and there will not be any game on September 18th unless the Huskies can find a replacement team for that one. And you never know, as fluid as this season has got to be, they might come up with something or some opponent and have homecoming on that day as well. So we'll see how that goes. if they can find a homecoming opponent or if they're going to just have to change homecoming day to a different day. 22nd of September, we got another volleyball game against Grand Forks Central. And on the 25th, we're going to be away up in Hillsboro for football. On the 29th of September, we've got the girls volleyball game at home against Davies. Then October 2nd, Valley City at home football. October 9th, Kindred at Kindred football. And then the final girls volleyball game that we're scheduled to do right now is Tuesday, October 13th at home against West Fargo. And then we finish up with 2 football games, Devils Lake at home and Central Cass at home. Again, that game and that schedule is very fluid. We've got to be very fluid with our schedule because of the COVID regulations and things going on here. So we've got to be very careful with COVID right now. So got to check and make sure that we're allowed to go into different stadiums and be a part of the press box, or if we were going to have to sit outside, hopefully we don't have to sit outside, but you never know, we might have to. I know when we went to Hillsboro up to Buxton a couple years ago, we had to sit outside, so we'll see what happens here if we can get into every stadium and hopefully into the press boxes. So we're getting close now to the end of the halftime show. And we want to thank, again, our halftime sponsor, Richland IFC, working with local farmers to provide soybeans and colored corn to the food market. We want to thank Richland IFC, our sponsor. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back.
IFC, we work closely with our producers to utilize superior cropping and processing systems that yield products and ingredients of the highest quality and integrity. At Richland IFC, we are dedicated to working with growers through relationships based on longevity and mutual benefits for all parties involved. Richland IFC and its growers utilize superior cropping and processing systems that yield products and ingredients of the highest quality and integrity for our food manufacturers. Richland IFC proudly supports Husky sports.
All right, we're ready for the second half kickoff to be in the third quarter, and the kickoff goes right into Dez's arms. He bobbles it, picks it up at the 22-yard line, goes up the middle, breaks to the right a little bit and gets caught up there and is going to get tackled at about the 36-yard line. So we want to thank all of our sponsors, and again, Richland IFC for being our halftime sponsor. Rod Romerine, Brian Geffrey, Keith Samuels, thank you for tuning in. And, of course, Brian, Jordy Kaler.
Jordan Kaler. Live from Concordia College.
Live from Concordia. She might have come home for the weekend, and she might be cooking with the Kalers in the kitchen.
There we go.
That's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Huskies here at their own 36-yard line. Let's see if Coach Gilbertson and staff decided to go with the passing game or what they're going to do here, as we got 2 receivers to the near side, split out far to the right. 2 receivers, Dez and Kappas, off to the left side. Excuse me, to the right side. Schaefer drops back 2 steps, and he looks across and almost picked off there. Bobbled and out of the hands of Trayton Link. Almost picked off there by Gower, but it was incomplete as the ball fell to the ground. So a nice play there defensively for Gower. The pass completion would have been about a nice 6-yard completion there, Brian, but it didn't quite work out for him.
Just trying to get bits and pieces here just to get started, get the half off to a good start.
So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 here on the incomplete pass by Schaefer to Link. And again, Link comes out split wide to the left. Dez and Kappas split out to the right. Schaefer in the backfield, takes snap, drops back, looks across the middle, completes it, and there goes Kappas. Kappas is going to turn it on. He's got his speed, across the 10, 5, touchdown. Caden Kappas on the completion of about 64 yards, 64-yard pass completion.
And there are no flags.
I was just going to say, are you going to say there's a flag, Brian? I
no
didn't see
flags.
That. So a 64-yard touchdown completion to Kappas from Schaefer. Again, the passing game bringing some life back to the Huskies. Just making some notes here at the 11:40 mark of the third quarter. So again, the Huskies starting out third quarter just right here as they break the huddle now, and they're going to go for 2 on the conversion. So it's 11:40. Huskies formation. Dez in motion. Fake the handoff to Dez, and Schaefer rolls right and completes it. Gets the pass completed, and a 2-point conversion completed, and that is complete I believe it was to Colin Samuels. So Colin Samuels picks up the extra point conversion. So Schaefer to Samuels on the 2-point conversion, Brian.
So that's what we needed. You needed to just get off to a good start and get things going and take it right down the field for the touchdown and see if you can add on to that. And defense, you got to come back and play some good defense too as well. So let's see if we can pick it up on that side of the ball.
So again, the Huskies, we talked about it at halftime there, Brian, before you went to take care of your technical things and reset some cameras, but we talked about how the Huskies are going to try and maybe make that passing game continue to work for them. So
yeah, you've been successful in pieces there, so let's see if you can, go back to it and get the big play, and Caden Cabas able to get it done there.
So the Huskies come back on their opening drive of the third quarter with 20 seconds expired on a long 64-yard pass completion from Schaefer to Kappas. Again, Kappas showing off his speed. Again, that's some of the things that Coach Gilbertson talked about in our pregame or preseason show. They might not be big, but they got a lot of speed and a lot of athletes.
And right now they're staying with it. Like I said, you can't scoreboard watch. You've just got to go and stay with it and see if you can get yourself back in the game.
So the Huskies come out to line up to kick. And we'll see. It's Caden Kappas going to grab the ball from the umpire, and he's going to come over to the near side. And the Huskies, Caden Kappas, who just scored the touchdown on the 64-yard pass, he's going to kick off to Milbank. And back for Milbank. I'm assuming that's Cargus back there. We'll see who Kappas kicks off to. Caden goes up to the ball and gives it a good kick, and it comes down at about the 30-yard line, bounces there into the hands, and it's going to be brought up past the 45-yard line. And that carry there by Carson Weber. So Weber gets across and gains about 25 yards on the return, gets it up to about 46.
Good return there for Milbank. They just keep right coming at you.
So we'll see how Milbank starts out now on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. 23-8 now. Huskies trail by 15 at the 11:34 mark of the third quarter. And I see coming out for the Huskies here is Thomas Ulrich. He's going to be in the nose guard position. Thomas, a slight 173, going to be in the nose guard position. So you usually got that big guy in there, but Thomas is sticking his nose in there where he got to be.
You can be in there if you're strong, so we'll say that he's strong enough to be in there.
There you go. Thomas, catcher for the Wahpeton Senior Babe Ruth team last summer. So he's used to getting behind and getting underneath everybody, and he hand off to Volts. He gets it across and carries it forward for a gain of almost 10. Maybe it is a first down. We'll see what they say. And they're going to keep the clock moving, so it's going to be second down and 1 yard on a 9-yard carry there by Volts. So 2nd and 1 now for Milbank. As
they're right back on our side of the field again. Like I said, when he gets going, it's tough. He's tough to stop.
Kraus gets the call from Coach Almendinger, and that guy gets running downhill, and it's tough to stop him there. I was watching Thomas Ulrich on that as he hit the center's nose and he pushed him back. So Thomas Ulrich pushing the center back.
Like I said, if you're strong enough, you can be in there and you can get her done.
Kraus snap off the Volts on the left side. Off the left side guard gets carried forward for a gain of 2 or 3, and it's going to be a first down for Milbank. I wish we had the stats for you folks, and I would think Volts has got to be well over 75 yards by now. As we're under 11 minutes to play here in the third quarter. On the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard, the Bulldogs 23, the Huskies 8. Again, the Huskies came out on a long pass completion here. If you're just joining us in the second half, Caden Kappas received the pass from Blake Schaefer, and Kappas outran the defenders for a touchdown. Makes the score 23-8 here in the third quarter. Kraus back deep. Gets the snap, puts it in the belly of Volts off the left side, goes off tackle, gets it forward for a gain of about 6, I'd say, Brian, maybe 7 yards. So Volts again off the left side carries it forward. We got a timeout on the field. A don't know why there was timeout called. I don't know why
The officials are discussing something there.
Yeah. Was there a flag? I didn't see it. Oh, yeah, there's a flag on the far side. It's a hold call, and it's against Milbank. There is a flag over there on the far side on the 41-yard line. I did not see that, folks. I'm sorry. Did not see that flag come flying in. So at the 10-minute mark here, they're going to march backwards from the spot of the foul. So see where that should take them back into their own territory. And back into the 49-yard line of Milbank. So again, the Huskies got a break on that one, Brian, and they're going to move the ball back here to the 49 of Milbank, and it'll be 1st and 20 for them at that spot.
You'll take whatever you can get, and you know, if Milbank's going to start making mistakes, that's going to help you out.
Yeah, good call. And Milbank Bulldogs break the huddle, and Kraus in the backfield. Bolts to his left this time. And the pattern has been he goes the opposite side that he lines up on, and he does come to the right. He lined up on the left and goes to the right. Carries it forward for a gain of 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and a long 14, maybe 15. We'll see where they mark it. So the ball back into Husky territory here at the 46-yard line of the Huskies. So again, a good carry here for Volts. We'll see where he lines up. Again, the pattern has been, when he lines up left of the quarterback, he'll run to the right. And when he lines up to the right, he'll go to the left. So this time he lines up to the left of Volts, to the left of Kraus. We'll see where he goes this time. Snap, and again, there was a whistle before the play started, but Volts was breaking to the right. So I wonder if the coaches, if I can see that, I wonder if the coaches are seeing that. So we got illegal procedure call against Milbank. So again, they're going to go backwards, Brian.
That's like I said, you'll take whatever you can get, and if Milbank's going to start making mistakes, you got to use that to your advantage.
Absolutely. So the Huskies again holding court here in the third quarter so far, and Milbank now back to a 2nd and 20. Ball placed at just inside the 50-yard line on the Milbank side of the ball. So on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard, it's 23-8. The Huskies scored here in the third quarter. And now Kraus alone in the backfield. Bolts split out to the left. And you got a motion carrier, but Kraus going to take it himself. And a nice tackle at the line of scrimmage. That tackle there made by Jacob DeVries came up and made the tackle, but we got a flag in the backfield. So what are we going to call there? And is that on a defensive?
A late flag there.
We'll see what happens there. It's in the Huskies' backfield. And let's see what they're going to call. So the clock stops here with 8:31 to go. And let's see what they're going to call. Personal foul against Milbank. So it's going to go backwards again.
Backwards again. We'll keep going that way.
I wonder if it was after the play.
It was a late flag, so I
don't know if it was after the play or not. We'll see where they. So, yep, the referees are still talking about it. And we'll see what they call here and how many yards it's going to be. So it was a 2-yard gain there, but they're going to mark it. I think it was after. We'll see if it's going to be 3rd down or not, Brian. I'm guessing it's going to remain 2nd down. Yep.
It's going to stay second down.
So it must have happened during the play.
Yeah, you're gonna move them back.
Yep. As Milbank breaks their huddle and goes the wrong direction because the referee walked the ball past them. So now we got 2nd down and a whole lot of yardage to go here. So the ball is placed on the 36-yard line now as Milbank is going backwards. So it's 2nd and about 36. So Kraus back in the shotgun, man in motion to the near side. Kraus. Screen is incomplete off to the left side, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 36. He had the screen set up there, Brian, but just couldn't quite complete the pass.
That was set up nice, but, right, and really no one around him and just not able to make the catch.
Hunter Owens out there clapping and cheering on his teammates, getting the defense all fired up because they know they're going the right direction here for the Husky defense.
You got to get this. You got to get a stop here and get your defense off the field, and then get your offense out there and see if you can't go down and score like you did to start the half.
You can see the momentum and the just attitude of the Huskies is greatly improved here in the second half. Kraus back deep. Man in motion left to right, and it's going to get around the right side, and he's going to be caught. Then no, he gets away from a tackle, but he is tackled from behind, and that tackle from behind was by Jacob DeVries. So chasing the play down was Jacob DeVries from behind. Makes a nice tackle, but it's going to bring up 4th down and about 20 yards to go.
Interesting. They're going to punt it here. You have to punt it and then just trust your defense here.
So the Huskies hold on the first possession of Milbank here in the second half. And Cargus back to punt, and he does, and it goes off to the right side, and there's no Huskies back deep to get that one. And let's see if it's going to roll into the end zone. It does not. It stops dead. Oh, and he carried it into the end zone, and they're not going to whistle it. It's going to say where he touched the ball at the 5-yard line, 4-yard line. So it's going to be the Huskies' ball at their own 4-yard line. So they get pinned deep with nobody back there to receive the punt.
That's twice where they didn't have anybody back, and I think you got to have somebody back there. You got to try and get positive yards there, and not let them pin you down there.
Yeah, because that ball rolled about 15 yards there before one of the Milbank players downed that ball inside the 5-yard line. So a good punt there by Milbank pins the Huskies deep on their own 4-yard line here on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard with 7:39 to go in the third. And the Bulldogs lead 23-8 as the Huskies come out on offense here for the second time in the second half. Schaefer deep. Arnstein behind him. Takes a high snap, rolls to his right, flips it out, complete. Complete over to on the right side over there and going deep, and he's going to make it. If he can get through this one, he's got a touchdown, and he's not going to get through. But again, a nice pass completion there to Colin Samuels. And he went almost the distance. He couldn't quite get around there through the defender at about the 35-yard line of Milbank. But again, a pass completion from Schaefer to Samuels gets up big yardage for the Huskies.
Just another big play. Like I said, you get your defense off the field and see if you can get things rolling on offense. And the Huskies are got it going right now.
About a 60-yard pass there to Samuels. And the Huskies threatening again here in the third quarter. Schaefer drops back a couple steps, throws it off to the right, complete. Again, I believe that's to Samuels. He's going to get in for the touchdown. He's across the 10. No, not quite. Gets to the 4. So again, another completion to Samuels. Gets another big gain for the Huskies as they're threatening to score now on the 4-yard line.
I think the Huskies have found a formula. Put the ball in the air and let's see what happens.
So the Huskies using their talents.
Oh, this one's going to come back, it looks like.
Oh, is there a flag? Yes, there is.
Sounds like a holding call.
Oh, I didn't see the flag, Brian. It was behind the pillar here, and I couldn't see it. It is holding against the Huskies, so that one's going to be called back. So a nice pass play there, nullified by the holding call. I don't know if Wahpeton coaches are in the referee's ear on that one that threw the flag over on the far side because he was right in front of the Wahpeton's bench when he threw that flag. So 2 long plays there, and the second one's nullified. And it brings the ball back now to the 45-yard line of Milbank. So the Huskies facing first down and 20 as Schaefer got 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Munzero in motion, and he's going to fake the handoff, but he keeps it and goes forward, maybe gains 1 yard. You know, if that was a designed run there by Schaefer, or if he read that and saw something and didn't give it to Munzero to Dez and see what he could do.
I'm going to say that one was by design, but I think you got to stick with what's working. You put the ball in the air and you've been able to be successful and get some positive yards and some big gains. I think you just go right back to it.
We got a timeout on the field here as well. Let's see. That's going to be a timeout for Milbank here on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. 6:22 to go in the third. The Bulldogs 23, the Huskies 8.
Every town is a sports town, and why not? Sports were important to us growing up, and we want the same for our kids. To get involved, because that's how kids learn to lead. And why Farmers Union Insurance supports these programs. Farmers Union Insurance. They don't just protect our community, they invest in it.
back to Milbank, South Dakota. Joe Schreiner alongside Brian Watson. Thank you for all joining us here on a nice evening here at Milbank, South Dakota. Joe Schreiner, Brian Watson, Three Borders Sports Network. Proud to bring you Husky football for 2020. Again, the opening season game here for the Huskies here down in Milbank, South Dakota. Again, Milbank was up in Wahpeton last year. So Wahpeton doing the home and home thing. So back to Milbank we go. Just to update you here on the Farmers Union scoreboard. The Bulldogs 23, the Huskies 8 in the third quarter. 6 minutes, 22 seconds to go. A long completion here from Schaefer to Samuel. Put the Huskies into Milbank territory, and now a holding call set the Huskies back. And here come the Huskies now on the, after the timeout by Milbank. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Schaefer drops back, looks to the right. Pass intended over on the far side for Kappas, and it's knocked down there by a Milbank defender. Good defensive play there.
Good play there in a bit of a crowd. I'd like to see the ball go back to the outside again, or maybe a short screen, or just in the flat to the wide receiver, and see if you can use some of that speed again. That's where you've got your big gains. Let's see if you can go back to that and make it happen again.
So third down now for the Huskies. It's 3rd and 19, we'll say. Ball at the 44-yard line of the Milbank Bulldogs. Huskies in Milbank territory. Again, 2 to the right. Or excuse me, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. And there's a little swing pass out here to Arnstein, and he's going to get around the corner, barely gets back to the line of scrimmage, gets hit hard there, and taken down by Milbank defenders. And that's going to bring up a 4th down for the Huskies at the 6-minute mark of the third quarter. So not what the Huskies wanted to see on that one.
No, you want to try and get some of it back, see if you can get a big chunk back after the penalty. But they're going to go ahead and kick it here and just play a little bit of field position.
So Caden Kappas comes in to punt for the Huskies. Caden has played, I don't want to give away any secrets here, but we'll see if Caden can throw the ball too. We'll see what happens here in the punt.
He does play a little bit of quarterback.
And he does pitch the baseball too, so we'll see what happens here. His 4th and 19, a high snap there, but Caden gets up to cover it and does a nice job of that. Gets a kick off to the left side and rolls out of bounds just inside the 20. So he pins Milbank down inside their own 20. So a fairly decent punt for Caden Kappas there. He'd probably like to take another 10 yards out of it, but he'll take what he got there. And no return as the ball went out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, you just do what you can with it. You'd like to pin them a little bit deeper, but now you got to get back to business on defense. Milbank helped you out with their last possession with the penalties. Now let's see if you can get a stop and get the ball back and be productive again.
So we want to thank everybody for listening again. Rod Romerine, Brian Geffrey, Keith Samuels, Jordy Kaler, and I'm sure there's plenty of others. And you want to send us a text, you certainly can. Kraus in the backfield. Hands it off to Volts over to the left, and they gets across the 25 to about the 28. We got a whistle, and now they're saying a fumble again. Huskies want the ball again, and they're not going to get it. So again, they're Huskies are begging for the ball here, and again, we'll see. I don't think they're going to get it, and it is 2nd down. So the Huskies again thinking, Brian, that they had that fumble recovery, and again denied.
That's 2. Hard to say. I mean, we had a tough vantage point. We can't see if he's down or when the ball comes out, but you got to go with the official calls, and it looks like Husky coaching staff not real pleased with the call as well.
Yep. Giving the referee or the umpire over on that side, or giving him an earful, I think. So it's 2nd down and about 3 here as Volts is off to the right. We'll see if he goes to the left, and he does. And he's going to just go off the left side, and he's going to carry it forward across the 30 for a 1st down to about the 31, maybe the 32. So Volts holding true to that, Brian. Geez, I could be a scout here. When he lines up on the right side of the quarterback, he goes to the left side. When he lines up on the left side, he's going to the right side.
I think if you're the Huskies, you've got to see that, and you've got to make some type of adjustment and slow him down. He's a workhorse.
Yep.
I mean, you're just getting a full workload tonight. So
Yep.
Volts is really getting it done for Milbank right now.
We're approaching the 4-minute mark here of the third quarter. Again on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard, 23-8 in favor of Milbank. Huskies threatened here again in the third quarter, but had to turn it over on downs after a penalty, called it back from the 4-yard line. Again, Volts lined up on the left side and a handoff. This time, Volts goes straight up the middle. And he's going to get tackled there across the 35, maybe to the 37-yard line. We'll say that's a gain of about 5, maybe 6 yards. Again, the Huskies looking for a fumble on that one. Volts must have trouble hanging on to it because the Huskies, again, looking for the ball.
I think what might be happening is after he gets tackled, he just kind of lets the ball go and just leaves it there. And I think the Huskies are thinking that he's fumbling the ball, but officials are not giving it to him.
Yep. Not as many Huskies were signaling that time, but a few of them were and saying that was our ball, and didn't quite happen. So that's going to bring up a second down and about 4 yards. Ball on the 37 of Milbank, right in the middle of the field between the two hash marks. Volts lined up on the left side of Kraus. See what he does this time. Again, Volts goes up the middle and carries it forward for a gain of 2 or 3, and he's going to be short of the first down. It'll be 3rd and short for Milbank with under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
No, if there's ever a time where you got to make a stop, it's going to be right here. You got to get him off the field, get the ball back.
The Huskies over on the sidelines there as Hunter Owens checks in for the Huskies. And going out to take a breather, Jackson Cluton. Chantel Shute here taking care of the boys.
Bones getting her done.
Bones is doing her job. Huskies looking for a little encouragement from the sideline here to try and stop Milbank on this third down attempt. Again, it's 3rd and a long 2 here. We'll see, they got to get across the 40-yard line for the first down. Volts on the right side, goes to the left side, and he's knocked over there, and I don't know if he's going to get the first down. It's very, very close. It is very close. I don't think he's got it, Brian.
I don't think he does either.
Nope.
Huskies were able to get in the backfield and make contact early, about 2 yards deep, not able to bring him down, but still able to stop him short.
So the Huskies did good there. It's going to be 4th down. And Connor Rosenberg comes in for the Huskies in the defensive line and helps make the stop there.
You know
Tanner Thiel.
They're going to go for it. They're going to have to here.
Oh, they're lining up in punt formation, buddy.
Wow.
Cargus back in punt formation. We'll see if they go. It's 4th and less than a yard at the 40-yard line.
I think you got to watch your snap count here. Watch your snap count.
A little bit of motion there, but they didn't call it. High snap. Cargus brings it down, and he does kick it away. And again, the Huskies not back in punt formation, deep formation, I should say. Ball bounces out of bounds at near the 20-yard line. So it'll be Huskies ball, 1st and 10 at about the 20-yard line.
I'd like to see somebody back there and pick up a few yards here or there. You're trying to get the block and get the turnover, but you've got to get some positive yards out of the play too as well.
It's an interesting call there by Coach Gilbertson. I don't know if he's just trying to protect against the defensive side of things here. If he's afraid for them to try it on a 4th and short, maybe they would have tried to go for it, so he wanted all 11 men at the line of scrimmage. Tough to say why that was, but that ball, again, once it hit, it rolled about another 10 or 15 yards.
Yeah, you need those extra yards. You don't want to be backed up against the end zone here.
All right, Huskies come out now. Ball placed on their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10, as Schaefer back in formation. Hands the ball off to Arnstein. He goes right up the middle, and he's met in the middle by a host of Milbank defenders. And maybe a gain of 1, maybe 2 at the most. We'll see what they say here when he gets up. They're going to give him 1 yard, so it'll be 2nd and 9 with just over a minute to play here in the third quarter.
Yeah, there's not much room up the middle there against Milbank. They've got it stopped up. You got to try and use your speed a little bit. You could go a little bit of play action if you're going to run a couple of times, and then try and put the ball back in the air. You've had some success throwing the ball. 2nd
and 9 now. Schaefer in the backfield all alone. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Drops back, looks over to the right. Now he's got a roll to the right. He's getting chased, and he gets the ball loose. He tends it for Kappas, but it's thrown way out of bounds, incomplete. So good coverage there, but Schaefer couldn't really do much on the run, and I think somebody had a hold of his shirt here as he let go of the ball, so he did well just to get it out of the pocket there to get an incomplete pass.
Yeah, a lot of pressure there. Milbank doing a good job pursuing and getting him out of the pocket. And all you could do is just throw it away. Good to just throw it away and live another day and not get the turnover there.
So it's going to bring up 3rd and 9 now for the Huskies. Ball on the 21-yard line of the Huskies. Again, I don't think the Huskies will go for it here if they even get 4th and short. Well, we'll see.
I think you'd have to kick it.
Schaefer back. Arnstein behind him. Takes a snap. Rolls to the left. Looks to the left. Pass goes deep for Kappas. Kappas reaches up, makes the catch at the 46-yard line. Nice job by Caden Kappas to outreach the defender and make the completion, and there is a flag in the backfield. We'll see what they call here. There is a flag in the backfield. Nice catch by Caden Kappas. Personal foul against Milbank, so the play will stand, Brian.
As Randy Moss would say.
Oh, wait a minute. You just pointed the other direction. No, so what was that?
Is he going to change his mind here?
Oh, double personal foul. So it's going to be replayed. That's too bad
a tough
for the
one there.
Yep.
I was just going to say, Cap, as Randy Moss would say, you got mossed.
Yeah, he did get mossed. Yeah, it was a nice play there by Caden Kappas to get up over the top of the defender to pull that one down for the completion. But the double personal foul is going to nullify that nice play and nice catch by Caden Kappas.
That's a tough one there, but you got to let it go and come back and see if you can do it again.
I didn't see the umpire make the second personal foul call. I seen him make the personal foul call against Milbank, so I got excited that the play was going to stand, but then all of a sudden he's still standing there and making another call. So now everybody's got to go back to their positions and play 3rd and 9 all over again. Sorry about that, fans. I got excited, and it's going to be replayed. Again, a nice completion to Caden Kappas.
Good play call, good reception by Caden there, just going up to get it.
So, yeah, the young sophomore for Wahpeton gets up in the air and made a nice grab, but unfortunately it's not going to look good in the scorebook.
He had the defender beat, but just a tough throw to make there.
And what are we doing here? Is they going to let the clock expire, or what are they doing now?
There's 26 seconds left in the third, and I think they're...
what happened? You know what? I'm not sure what happened here, Brian. Did the clock expire? And it still says... Oh.
Dead ball foul. So what happened after the game?
So it's against Milbank. Dead ball foul. I did not see the signals. I did not see what happened there, Brian. We were looking at other things, and something happened there after that.
I think they're saying that the penalty happened after the play, so they let the play stand.
Oh, okay. That's what it was. That's what it was. That makes sense, Brian. All right, Schaefer, 1st and 10, drops back, rolls to the left. He's looking left. Now he's going to pull it down and run, gets forward, goes out of bounds at about the 48-yard line of Milbank for a gain of about 3. So, again, a good run there by Blake Schaefer. Good decision.
Good decision to keep it there. Not much downfield, so just tuck it and run, pick up a couple positive yards here. That should end the quarter.
I would guess that's going to end the quarter here as we're at 7 seconds, and he went out of bounds, so I suppose the clock did stop. Lori Pithy watching there. Thanks to the Pithy family. Lori, thank you. Renee Bassingwaite, they're watching from the lake. Thanks, Renee. And Tori Hawkard. Thanks, Tori, for tuning in. We appreciate that. So 7 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Schaefer, with Arnstein behind him, turns around, fakes the handoff. Rolls to his right, and a completion over to Samuels on the right side. Samuels carries it forward and going to be close to a first down. We'll see where they put the ball as the clock expires here in the third quarter. We'll see if they give him the first down or not as they go out of bounds on the far side. So it's going to be a close play over on the far side, and I would, from here, it looks like it's a first down. We got to see what they do. Yes, he did signal first down. So on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard, the Bulldogs 23, the Huskies 8. We'll be back after this message from one of our sponsors.
Service for season-long performance. RDO does that in Breckenridge. With fall fast approaching, you need to prepare your lawn equipment for leaf and snow removal. At RDO, we'll perform all regularly scheduled maintenance and switch out attachments. So your John Deere and other brands will run at peak performance all season long. We'll even pick up and deliver your equipment. Talk about easy. Call 218-643-2601 to schedule your service at RDO in Breckenridge.
All right, we want to thank again the Pithies watching here on Three Borders Sports Network. We appreciate you guys watching. Renee Bassingwaite, they're listening over at the lake, Brian. That's pretty cool. And then Tori and Steve Hockert, we appreciate you guys doing it, and thanks for the thanks. We appreciate everybody tuning in here tonight and making some comments. We appreciate that, everyone. Rod Romerheim, Brian Geffrey families, Keith Samuels, and of course, Jordy Kaler. And the Kalers.
We appreciate everyone tuning in.
Everyone that's not tuning in here. I know we got a lot of fans out there watching, and you might not be sending us a message, but we appreciate you watching. Absolutely. All right, we're going to start the fourth quarter here, Brian. The Huskies are going to get the ball here. 1st and 10 on the Milbank 41. Schaefer deep, 2 left, 2 right, drops back, looks to the right, gets it over to the far side or to the near side. Pass complete, almost a first down. We'll see where they call that one. If it's close to a first down or not. Again, that pass was completed on the near side there to Trayton Link. And that is close to a first down.
It's close to the first down. That's a favorable Milbank spot, we'll say.
Okay, you can say that. I would say that too. But,
it looked like he was right at the marker, and then fell forward there. So
2nd and 1, 2nd and short for the Huskies. As Schaefer back in the shotgun, Arnstein behind him. He drops back straight, and a pass complete. And there's your first down for the Huskies as the pass is completed to Trayton Link on the near side. Pass completed at about the 26-yard line of Milbank.
So another good route there, and good completion. Is that Dez over on the sideline there?
I can't tell if there's a Husky player laying down on the sideline over there. And we'll look through our, but yeah, it is Dez getting up. Yep. Chantel Bones is over there. She's looking at him and checking him out. I think he's cramping up there is what's going on. So Schaefer back in the shotgun. He loses Dez out for an injury. Schaefer back now. Arnstein behind him. And a snap. Schaefer drops straight back, looks to his right, and pass completed to Trayton Link. And it's complete, and I'm assuming that's a first down at the 14-yard line. So, again, Wahpeton's passing game coming to life here and bringing them back in the second half.
I think you just got to keep the ball in the air. Wahpeton's receivers are just doing a great job of finding the right spot, running good routes, and Schaefer's putting it right in there, and they're just working their way down the field. I think you stay with it. I
do, too. I agree. And I see Dez is off the ground. I don't see where he went. I don't think he's in the huddle. Yeah, he's in. No, he is not. I don't see him in the huddle. So Kappas and Tori Ulick over on the left side now. Tori Ulick comes in as a wide receiver. 2 split to the right, 2 to the left. Schaefer drops back, looks to the right, gets it up in the air, and a pass intended in the corner, and I believe it's caught, Brian. It is caught for a touchdown. Husky touchdown in the end zone in the corner, complete to Trayton Link on a 18-yard pass completion.
I think the Huskies have found the formula. Put the ball in the air. The receivers have the advantage here. And you can kind of counteract what Volts has been doing on the Milbank side and be productive. It looks good right now.
So the Huskies going to be able to get this thing here. If they can get a 2-point conversion, they'll be able to get it within one score. One possession, I should say, Brian. So it's 23-14 now on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. And the Huskies come out for the 2-point conversion. Split out wide to the right, Trayton Link. To the left, Tori Ulick and Caden Kappas. Schaefer. Arnstein lined up behind him. He takes and fakes the handoff, and he's going to roll to the left. And he looks in a pass intended for Samuels, going to go over his head and incomplete. So the 2-point conversion fails.
Well, I mean, you just got to try and get it. It looked like they could have handed that thing off and right up the middle. On the fake, he's able to just go up there, but nothing doing on the pass there.
So the Huskies now trail by 9 on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. 10:44 mark of the fourth quarter. So the Huskies had a chance there to cut it to a one-possession game. Now trail by 9. And in my math that I went to at old Glendon Felton High School, I don't think there's a 9-point score in football.
I don't think there is. Kind of like the 4-point basketball score.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Well, that can happen if a foul and a 3-pointer, but
can't get that one bucket for 4. Though.
Yeah, there you go. One bucket for 4 doesn't always work. That's why every point counts. So the Huskies trail by 9 here, 23-14. And we want to thank all of our sponsors, the Wahpeton Daily News, our pregame sponsor, OSPTI, our injury report sponsor, Thrivent Financial, and Will Ulick, our starting lineup sponsor, RDO Equipment, our kickoff and first quarter sponsor, halftime sponsor, Richland IFC, Thanks, Matt and crew. The Red Zone sponsor, Scott's Electric. We've got electricians to handle all your customer needs. So Scott's Electric, our Red Zone sponsor, and then also the Farmers Union Insurance Scoreboard with Kyle DeVries. So a pass completed there down to Link, gets an 18-yard touchdown for the Huskies. And the Huskies couldn't convert there to bring that score to a one-possession game. So the Huskies trail by 9 here with the 10:44 mark of the fourth. So Caden tries to try an onside kick, and it only goes 9 yards. So the ball is going to be Milbank ball just inside the 50-yard line. That thing didn't quite roll 10 yards.
Yeah, that's, it's early in the season, and you don't spend a lot of time working on something like that. But, you start the game off with a little blooper. Maybe you go back to that.
Yeah.
But you've got to, if you're going to do it, you've got to execute it. You've got to make sure that it's going to go 10 yards.
And I don't think the referees are talking right now, and I believe it's going to be, they're waving off the yellow flag, so it's going to be Milbank ball at the 49-yard line of the Huskies. So they waved off the flag thinking there was a penalty because it didn't roll a complete 10 yards.
But it probably was touched by Milbank.
So that's going to bring up 1st and 10 now for Milbank here on the Husky 49-yard line. Again, moving to our left here, moving to the west. Beautiful evening here as the wind is slowly dying down. Nice crowd here at Milbank. Kraus all back by himself, now brings a man in motion. Hands it off to the motion man and going around the corner, and we got another flag. It's going to be a hold. I'm guessing it came into the backfield, way from the backfield of the defensive side, and there's a flag and stoppage of play. On that carry was Weber, I believe it was. Yes, it was Weber for
That's on Milbank.
So it's going to move backwards for Milbank again from the spot of the foul. So it's from the 46-yard line of Milbank, and it's going to go backwards.
That's going to be.
So again, Milbank shooting themselves in the foot, Brian, just like they did early in the third quarter.
So now the short onside kick doesn't really come into play.
So that's a big penalty there for the Huskies and puts Milbank back on their own 36-yard line. So it's going to be about 1st and 23 approximately for Milbank from their own 36. Kraus all alone gets a man in motion, and he hands the ball off to the man in motion. Going to the right, tackle in the backfield. Nice tackle, nice open field tackle as the Huskies are all excited, and I believe that tackle was by Arnstein, I believe, wasn't it?
I think so. Just a good open field tackle there on the right side.
It was either 6 or 5, so it was either Arnstein or Kappas. I believe it was Arnstein. So again, a loss on that play makes it now 10, 20, about 27 yards. So 2nd and 27, we'll say. 10, 20. Yeah, 20. We're going to say 2nd and 27, 28 yards to go here.
How about a bunch?
They got to get inside the 40 of Wahpeton to get a first down, and they're almost at their own 30. So Kraus pushing everybody around and saying, get over here, and let's go. So Kraus takes the snap. He's looking over to the near side. He's going to run the ball. He gets across the line of scrimmage, gets to the 40, and a block in the back there, not called by any referee. Gets back up to the 50-yard line on the carry. And I don't know if you fans saw it on TV, but I saw it, a block in the back, and it was not called.
You get a lot of those in open field there. The quarterback drops back and then takes off, and then that's where you find those linemen turn around, and they're just looking for somebody to block, and then they end up hitting somebody right in the back.
That's exactly what happens. We're under the 9-minute mark here of the fourth quarter. It's going to be 3rd and just a hair over 10 yards. Ball at the 50. They got to get inside the 40. So 3rd and we'll call it a long 10 for Milbank. So 23-14 as Kraus in the backfield. He's got 2 to the right, 2 to the left. He got motion to the right. And Kraus going to take it himself, and he gets wrapped up just behind the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle there by Thomas Ulrich. Takes him down for a no gainer.
That's exactly what you need to do. You get to stop there and make Milbank punt the ball. And let's see if Wahpeton puts somebody back there now this time, or if they're gonna leave it open.
You're right. Caden's going back there now. So Caden Kappas goes deep for Wahpeton as Cargas comes in for Milbank. The kick from about his own 40 is where he's going to release. And he does get it down, and Kappas is going to let it roll, and he's going to hope it's going to go inside, and it does not go inside the end zone. It's going to stop at about the 12-yard line. So Caden went back there, but it just was opposite direction that he was, and it was a low-line driver, and he couldn't quite get over there in time to make the coverage.
You know, I think I'd like to see two guys back there. Yeah, you could cover more ground there, and then you make sure that you get some sort of return out of it rather than just letting the ball roll by and pinning yourself sort of deep. You've got to get some positive yards in special teams.
So the Huskies going to get the ball deep in their own end zone. They got to score twice here to come back and take the lead because they trail by 9 right now with 7:54 to go on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard, 23-14 in favor of Milbank. So the Huskies line up here on their own 12, maybe 13-yard line. Let's call it the 13. Schaefer takes a snap, drops straight back, looks over to his left, and he throws it down, and pass intended and almost caught there. And it's just in and out of the hands over on the far side there to Colin Samuels. He was falling down. He had to almost go down and make the catch. He did. It was in his hands, bounced off his chest, and hit the grass.
I'll tell you what, Joe, that would have been a heck of a catch if he was able to pull that thing in and at the right time, too.
Yeah, the Huskies would have used that one, that's for sure, and would have got him down the field in a hurry there. So, and you saw him smack the ground there just out of frustration.
I think he felt like he should have had it. I mean, a tough catch to make.
It was a tough catch. So 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Schaefer in the backfield. Arnstein right straight behind him. Schaefer's going to take the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to roll to the right, looks across the middle, and throws it to Trayton Link at the 20-yard line, and it's incomplete. Good defense there by Gower on the defensive play. So that would have been a tough one for Trayton Link to hang on to. So that's going to bring up 3rd down now and 10 for the Huskies. And again, I don't know if we're in that time of the game yet, Brian, where it's time to punt or go for four down territory, but it's 7:43 to go.
I mean,
it might be early for that.
You're getting down there, and it's the right idea, but you're just on the wrong side of the field to do it.
Yep. Snap. Schaefer drops back, too. He's getting pressure and almost got knocked down, but he's still on his feet, and he does get forward almost back to the line of scrimmage. So tough play there as Milbank put some pressure on from the outside.
Now you got a decision to make. What are you going to do here? You're going to wait, or you're going to kick it away and see if your defense can get you another stop? Or are you going to try and pick it up here? You get 9 yards. That's tough.
Kappas is dropping back to take the punt formation. 7 minutes, 10 seconds to go here as the Huskies trail by 9 halfway through the 4th quarter.
Right decision.
I believe it is. You don't want to give them the ball right in your own territory down there that deep. Kappas gets away a good punt here. Fair catch caught and made at the 42-yard line. So Milbank get a nice punt there from Caden, got it up in the air, and the pass was caught back in the backfield by Weber at about the 42-yard line. So a 30-yard punt there for Caden Kappas.
Nice kick at the right time. You'd like to see him on the other side of the 50, but you'll take it.
So again, the Huskies hoping for some backwards moving here for Milbank all half here. They've held Milbank scoreless, Brian, and then they've had the offense moving backwards every time they've taken the field. So
the defense has been good in the second half. You've just made some mistakes offensively that have held you back a little bit.
So that's going to bring up 1st and 10 from the Wahpeton 42-yard line, just inside the near hash. 23-14, 6:56 to go in the 4th on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. Kraus in the backfield all by himself, is going to take it up forward, and a nice tackle there, and he's met by a host of Huskies. And Tori Ulick is in there, and I believe it was Logan Jerdevig was also in there on the tackle. So Logan, from his defensive line position, helps stop Kraus on the keeper. He was all alone in the backfield and tried to go straight forward, and Jerdevig and Ulick on the combination tackle is Going to mark Milbank about a yard short, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 11 now from the Huskies 43. Just inside their 43 as Kraus gets the call from Coach Allmendinger, and back out to the huddle he goes. We're approaching the 6-minute mark here, so Milbank just wanting to hold on to the ball because they know Wahpeton needs 2 possessions.
You would think Volts would just get more heavy work.
Here he goes. He's on the left side. Let's see if he goes to the right. No, it was not Volts, and it was a keeper there by Kraus, and Kraus gets up to the 35. He faked me out on that one, Brian, and Kraus kept that one. He put it in the belly of the running back, and at that time it was Gower, not Volts.
Yeah, I think this is what you're going to see here the rest of the game. You're going to either see Keep or you're going to see Volts.
And I don't even know if Volts is out there, is he?
You know, you minimize the chance of a turnover if you can continue to keep it.
I'm looking for Volts on the sideline, but I don't see him. But I don't see him on the field either. And oh yeah, there he is. He's in the slot position. Okay, so Kraus in the backfield and Gower beside him. So a snap goes to Kraus. He's going to roll to the right, and he cuts it back a little bit, and he gets across the 30, inside the 30 for a first down on the carry. So he cut it back against the grain a little bit, Brian, and made a nice gain.
Yeah, I think you're just going to see sort of a lot of read option here, but I think he's going to choose to keep it. Like I said, just minimize that turnover effect and let the clock run.
So Gower comes off the field, so I'm assuming we're going to see Volts in the backfield beside Kraus as we approach the 5-minute mark here of the 4th quarter. So we're inside 5 minutes now here in Milbank. Kraus gets the call from Coach Allmendinger and brings it back to the huddle. And Coach Gilbertson on the far sideline cheering on his defense, saying, boys, we need to stop right now. And the Huskies do need to stop here to see what they can do. So Kraus takes a low snap, gets it up to Volts just in time, and he carries it forward for a gain of a few yards. So it'll bring up 2nd down for the Huskies on defense. So that'll be 2nd down and probably about, we'll call it 2nd and 8. Ball placed at the 26-yard line. So the clock is now approaching 4 minutes to go. Huskies have held the Milbank Bulldogs scoreless here in the second half. And looks like Milbank's using all of their 30 seconds on the game play clock.
You're going to use every bit of it. You know, the problem for the Huskies, the clock's running down, but it's 2 scores.
Yep, and it looks like the way the Milbank players are looking, they're looking for a timeout on this one. They're going to let the clock tick down, and yes, Coach Allmendinger calls a timeout there just before the play clock expires. And 3:39 left to go here on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. The Bulldogs 23, the Huskies 14. Again, it's been a good second half here for the Huskies, Brian, and they've done well here in the second half. They've outscored Milbank 14-0.
Yeah, just the defense has been solid in the second half. You know, if you don't give up a couple of big plays in the first half, it's a totally different ball game. The Huskies, they look good at times. You know, you can tell it's their first game. You got to remember Milbank's already played a game, and this is just the first game for the Huskies. So I think, you know, no matter what happens here, what the end result of the game is, I think Coach Gilbert is going to be happy with the way his team played. You certainly want to win the game, but I think they're off to a pretty good start for a team that was 0-9 last season.
He's got to be happy with the way they came back in the second half, for sure. There's no question about it here as the Huskies have come back and outscored Milbank here in the second half 14-0, and so far held Milbank scoreless here at the 3:39 mark of the 4th quarter. So Milbank's done with their timeout. They come back out onto the field. That leaves them with only one timeout left here in the second half. Wahpeton's got all 3 of their timeouts left. So Kraus under center this time. Gets a man in motion, and he hands it to the man in motion, comes to the near side, and he breaks around the 20. Gets around the corner is Weber, and he's tackled down at the 5 or 6 yard line of the Huskies. So Thomas Ulrich helps him up there. I see Caden Kappas in on the tackle. Arnstein in on the tackle, and Dez back in for the Huskies. He was in there over there on that tackle as well. So good gang tackle, but unfortunately Weber gained a good amount of yards on that one on the Huskies.
And that's the first really huge play that they've given up in the second half. It just comes at a bad time.
As the clock continues to wind, 3.5 minutes to go as the ball is inside the 10-yard line now for Milbank. They're inside the Huskies 10. So it's first and goal for Milbank. And Kraus is going to, now we got another whistle and a timeout here, and coach is coming over to the Milbank sideline. Or excuse me, the referee's coming over to the coach's side. And must be looking for a clock adjustment or something. So 3:32 now they put back. So they put a few seconds back on the clock. So Kraus comes out and breaks the huddle, and he comes up underneath the center, and he's got Volt straight behind him as the lone running back. He's got one receiver to the right, one receiver to the left, and a slot receiver moving in motion. And he hands it off to the slot receiver. That's Gower. And he breaks a tackle and gets inside for the touchdown. So Gower breaks the scoring drought for Milbank on a 9-yard touchdown run for Gower here at the 3:27 mark of the fourth quarter. So Gower on the run there on a sweep to the right. Again, Milbank comes out in that odd formation. One snapper and Kraus in the backfield. 6 linemen, and Kraus takes a snap. He looks over to the right side for the pass, and the pass intended over in the corner falls incomplete. So the pass was not complete for the 2-point completion. So Milbank scores 29 now to 14 in favor of the Milbank Bulldogs here on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. 3:27 to go in the fourth. The Bulldogs lead 29 to 14. All right, welcome back to Milbank, South Dakota. Joe Schreiner alongside Brian Watson. Husky football, the premiere of Husky football 2020. The Huskies now trail 29 to 14 here with 3.5 minutes to go in the fourth. Kick goes deep to Dez. Dez picks it up at the 20, crosses the 30, goes up the middle of the field, and he gets almost arm tackled, and he is. So he returns the ball about 10 yards. After he had some excitement in the first quarter and returned one about 70 yards, but it was called back for a penalty, and Dez returns it about 10 yards for this time. So Dez returns it for 10 yards, and it's going to be Husky ball, 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Well, you just got to finish out the game. You're not going to stop playing. You've done some good things. Let's see if you can continue to do those. You got an injured player, it looks like.
Yeah, Dez is limping off the field over there, and he's being helped there by Jacob Burnt. So Dez is limping. One of the speedsters for Wahpeton, Dez is holding up his right leg and hopping off the field there, and I doubt if we'll see Dez come back in the game.
I would say you wouldn't see him again. No need for tonight.
That looks more than a cramp, Brian. I think you might have had something a little more. Chantel Shute is over there attending to him right now as he just got off the sideline. So we'll see. I don't think we'll see Dez anymore tonight, would be my guess, as the Huskies trail by 15 now. So 2-possession game now for the Huskies, so they got to score in a hurry. And you never know, Brian, with the passing game that the Huskies have got going, we might see something.
The passing game's been good tonight at times. You never know. It's a lot to ask.
So again, 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Schaefer in the backfield, Arnstein behind him. About 3 yards deeper than Schaefer, excuse me. Schaefer takes a snap, looks to the right, drops back. Now he comes up forward into the pocket, and he's tackled there, and it's bobbled, and the ball goes down to the ground, and it's recovered by Milbank. So Schaefer tried to scramble, and he got an arm tackle there to hit the ball just as Schaefer was trying to move forward.
Yeah, this is the time where you need that ball security. You know, it's really the only big mistake that Wahpeton's made tonight on offense. Been really productive in the second half here. Just a misfortune at the wrong time there.
So I got a feeling we're going to see a dose of Mr. Volts.
I would say so.
Marshall Volts, 6'1", 200-pounder. He's a junior, so he'll be back next year for the Bulldogs.
He is a load, and he has worked hard tonight.
So we'll see where he lines up here. And he is in the backfield as Kraus is going to go under center and Volts straight behind him about 4 yards. Sets a man in motion. He's going to roll to the right, and he's going to run to the right, and a nice tackle out in the open field over on the far side by Arnstein. And I believe Thomas Ulrich was over in that neighborhood too, so we'll give him credit for half a tackle. So we're under 3 minutes to play now. Here in the fourth quarter, Huskies trail on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard, 29-14. Huskies came back here in the second half and played well offensively and actually had some good defense here till this last drive by Milbank. And so...
yeah, the defense has been good in the second half.
Yep. They actually got some crucial penalties against Milbank. And again, Volts in the backfield, Kraus under center. Sets 2 men in motion, and I think that's illegal. And there is flags coming, so I think they saw the same thing I did, Brian. 2 men in motion, I think, is going to be illegal motion on Milbank, and it is an illegal motion call against Milbank, so that'll be a 5-yard penalty.
You can only do that north of the border in Canada.
Yeah. And that's not happening in South Dakota either. We're not that far north.
No.
So I think as Coach Gilbertson's coming out into the field to find out what the options are, I suppose he's wondering if they could take the play or if it was before the play and they have to take the penalty. I'm guessing it should be before the play, though, wouldn't it?
I'm going to say it's before the play.
It should be. Illegal motion should be, shouldn't it? Illegal motion against Milbank. Second down.
Second down, yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be 2nd down and 8. As the umpires and referees are trying to sort things out. As Kraus is over here talking to Coach Almendinger, and now they're going to mark it off. So now it'll be 2nd down and 13. Now we got a timeout by Coach Gilbertson. He's going to take a timeout, see what he can do with his defense here now as he sets Milbank back into a hole. And we'll take a break. And when we come back here, we'll have the end of the game.
Yield products and ingredients of the highest quality and integrity. At Richland IFC, we are dedicated to working with growers through relationships based on longevity and mutual benefits for all parties involved. Richland IFC and its growers utilize superior cropping and processing systems that yield products and ingredients of the highest quality and integrity for our food manufacturers. Richland IFC proudly supports Husky sports. Systems that yield products and ingredients of the highest quality and integrity. At Richland IFC, we are dedicated to working with growers through relationships based on longevity and mutual benefits for all parties involved. Richland IFC and its growers utilize superior cropping and processing systems that yield products and ingredients of the highest quality and integrity for our food manufacturers.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Three Borders Sports Network, 3BSN. Brian Watson and Joe Schreiner here on the call for you tonight from Milbank, South Dakota. Huskies season opener here is Huskies trail Milbank now 29-14 here in the fourth quarter. Milbank, 2nd and 13. Kraus under center, turns around, hands the ball out to Volts, goes over left side, and the big guy rumbles, gets it down just inside the 30-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and about 7 or 8 here for Milbank, depending on where they spot the ball. So again, a timeout again here for the Huskies, Brian. So Coach Gilbertson trying to give his Huskies every chance he can get.
Yeah, try and use the clock to your advantage. See if you can your defense can get some stops here and have a little bit of time left, get another score. Just keep plugging away. Like I said, I don't think he's going to be disappointed at the end of the game with the way that they've played. He's certainly disappointed in the outcome. But the team's played well. Defense has been positive and good and solid in the second half, except for late in the second half. The passing game looked really good in the second half. So certainly some things that you can build on. If you can just get out of this thing injury-free. I know Dez is a little bit dinged up here. And then you can get out of here and try and prepare for next week.
Referee Jeff Bugstead texted us.
I'm sure he's got he has
an opinion on that two-man in motion. Yes.
Yep.
A two-man in motion, he says, was an illegal shift. It's a live ball foul. So there you go. There's your explanation from referee Jeff Bugstead. Well, thank you, Jeff.
When in doubt, you always go to the experts.
I don't know if he had a game tonight and he's home early or what is going on, or he's watching on his phone on the way home. But anyway, Jeff Bugstead, thanks for listening and appreciate the comment.
You tell him he can chime in anytime.
Yeah, he can chime in anytime, Jeff. And we appreciate all our fans tuning in tonight on our first go-around here on Husky football. We're proud to bring it to you on Three Borders Sports Network, 3BSN. All right, we're going to come back out of the timeout now. It's 3rd and about 7 here for Milbank. And Kraus turns around, hands it off to Volts, and he gets tackled short of the first down. It's going to bring up 4th and short for Milbank, and we got another timeout on the field by, I'm assuming, Coach Gilbertson and Wahpeton is going to call their 3rd and final timeout. So Coach Gilbertson calls a timeout here on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. 2:08. For the Huskies. Had maybe one injury. I don't see Dez. Oh, yeah, there he is. He's walking. He does not have his helmet on. He's over on the sideline there, standing at about 29, 30-yard line over there.
Yeah, I definitely think he's done for the night.
Yeah, I would say he's done.
Welcome back on a beautiful Friday night for football here.
Maybe if the Huskies get the ball back and score once, maybe he'll come back and see what we can do for a second possession. But I would say he's probably done for the evening here to save him for next week. So next week we're at home, Brian.
Very shortly as Wahpeton
We don't have to travel too far, as we will be at Frank Burton Field for the Huskies game next Friday night, a week from tonight.
Be nice to do one from Wahpeton. I'm sure the Huskies will be happy to play in front of their home fans.
Kraus takes the snap, and he's not going to go anywhere. He's met in the backfield by the Wahpeton Huskies as Thomas Ulrich comes back in there along with, it looks like Hunter Owens was in there as well as Jacob DeVries. So the three of them tackle Kraus for a loss, and it's going to be a turnover on downs, and Huskies take possession with 2:06 to go. So, yeah, we're home next Friday night for football against Hazen. At least we don't have to travel that far. And then again, like we said earlier tonight, we've got 2 girls volleyball games coming up Tuesday and Thursday night, live from Husky Gymnasium. Again, fans are limited to attendance. You got to get a voucher to attend. You just can't walk in there to the game and attend the volleyball game. So you got to have a voucher to get in, and you get those vouchers from the players or coaches, and they're only allowed so many each to give away.
Things are a little different now.
Yep. Bring your mask just to be safe. I don't think they're going to say masks are required, but masks are advised. So Huskies get it 1st and 10 on their own 31-yard line. Schaefer in the backfield alone, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Slot receiver to the left. Schaefer drops back, and a pass deep intended, and it's going to be intercepted on the far sideline. And it'll be an interception pass. It was intended for Kappas, but Schaefer way overthrew that pass, and it was intercepted over on the far sideline there by Weber. So Weber comes up with the final turnover of the night here, I believe, Brian. We're at 2-minute mark here for the game, and the Huskies have no timeouts left.
Yeah, I think, you just got to take a deep shot and see if you can get something out of it. You just threw it a little bit too far. I mean, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, that's all he could do.
Yep, I think, now you're using the game to kind of prepare for the future. You're going to be in certain situations where you need to do things and you need to execute. So now's the time to try and do some of those things. Just threw that one a little bit too far.
So the ball's going to be 1st and 10 for Milbank at their own 39-yard line. I would assume it's victory formation for Milbank here as Wahpeton is out of timeouts. So we'll see what happens here. 2 minutes exactly to go, and that's exactly what we see is victory formation. So Kraus underneath center is going to take the snap, and the boys just take it easy on each other as Kraus backs up a couple yards and takes a knee. So the clock will continue to run, Brian, as the Huskies made a game out of it there in the second half, and it was fun to watch. The passing game got going.
Yeah, it looked real good. It got exciting there. You got themselves back in the game. Just kind of ran out of steam towards the end.
Yep. So again, we want to thank all our sponsors again. Wahpeton Daily News, our pregame sponsor, OSPTI, Injury Report, Thrivent Financial, and Will Ulick for our starting lineups, RDO Equipment for the kickoff first quarter sponsor. Appreciate that, Ross and crew over there at RDO Breckenridge and RDO Equipment for doing that. Our halftime show was sponsored by Richland IFC. Matt Bone and crew, and again the second knee is taken there. So we're down to less than a minute 10. And we want to thank Scott's Electric, our red zone sponsor. Unfortunately, in the long plays, Wahpeton, we didn't get to say too many red zones for Wahpeton because their plays they got into the end zone were long. So
they said they'll skip it. They'll just do it from wherever they can.
Yeah.
Maybe for Wahpeton we'll have to extend the red zone outside the 20-yard line.
There we go. So again, thanks to Scott's Electric for doing that. And Kraus in the victory formation as we're under 40 seconds now. We'll let her tick down a few more and takes a snap, steps back, takes the knee, and that will end the game. So as the teams are coming off, there are a few fist bumps going on, but I don't think they're supposed to shake hands, but there's a few fist bumps going on along down the line, and everybody's slapping some guys on the helmets and saying a good game played by everybody there. It was a good, clean contest. Again, the final score from Milbank, South Dakota on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. Milbank Bulldogs 29, the Wahpeton Huskies 14. We'll take a break here, folks, and when we come back, we'll have our postgame show right after these messages.
RDO does that in Breckenridge. With fall fast approaching, you need to prepare your lawn equipment for leaf and snow removal. At RDO, we'll perform all regularly scheduled maintenance and switch out attachments, so your John Deere and other brands will run at peak performance all season long. We'll even pick up and deliver your equipment. Talk about easy. Call 218-643-2601 to schedule your service at RDO in Breckenridge.
We also want to thank Scott's Electric in Wahpeton, and Scott's Electric is a proud supporter of high school athletics, and if you're in need of a commercial, industrial, agricultural, or residential electric service, call Scott's Electric at 642-9244, licensed and bonded in North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota, offering 24-hour electrical service. Check out the website at www.scottselectric.net.
Every town is a sports town, and why not? Sports were important to us growing up, and we want the same for our kids. To get involved, because that's how kids learn to lead. And why Farmers Union Insurance supports these programs. Farmers Union Insurance. They don't just protect our community, they invest in it.
The Wahpeton Daily News is our pregame sponsor. We want to thank them also. The Wahpeton Daily News wishes all of the Wahpeton Husky sports teams the best of luck for this fall. And the Wahpeton Daily News thanks you for your support of local journalism, including the Daily News Monitor and the Daily News. Keep up with local news, sporting events, and personal interest stories in our newspapers. The Daily News offers an e-newsletter for more information at your computer. Check out www.wahpetondailynews.com for much, much more. The Daily News supports all of our area sports teams and wishes the best of luck this season.
Thrivent Financial wishes the Wahpeton Husky Fall sports teams and coaches the best of success. Thrivent is proud to have the opportunity to support this community and help those who live and work here make the most of their time, talents, and treasures. Call Will Ulick, your local Thrivent financial professional. If you're interested in putting plans that align with your values into action, please call Will Ulick at 701-642-1108. Thrivent Financial.
Also, we want to thank OSPTI. OSPTI, sports injuries can put a damper on a young athlete's school career. Orthopedic and sports physical therapy is here to make sure you get back to playing the sport you love. Whether it's a knee, shoulder, ankle, or back pain, our OSPTI experts use their knowledge to rehab and strengthen that injured area for a full and complete recovery. Stay in the game with OSPTI. All major insurances are accepted, and call us at 218-641-7725 or find us on Facebook at OSPTI, or just check us out on the web, www.ospti.net.
IFC, we work closely with our producers to utilize superior cropping and processing systems that yield products and ingredients of the highest quality and integrity. At Richland IFC, we are dedicated to working with growers through relationships based on longevity and mutual benefits for all parties involved. Richland IFC and its growers utilize superior cropping and processing systems that yield products and ingredients of the highest quality and integrity for our food manufacturers. Richland IFC proudly supports Husky sports.
All right, welcome back to Milbank, South Dakota, Three Borders Sports Network, 3BSN. We're here, Brian Watson, Joe Schreiner. Final score again, 29-14 in favor of Milbank on the Farmers Union Insurance scoreboard. Let's take a look at the scoring recap, Brian. It was all Milbank in the first half, as Milbank scored on a Schwinn 14-yard run at the 7:43 mark, and Volts went in for a 2-point run after that, made the score 8-0. Kraus went in for a 10-yard run on a keeper with 1:56 to go in the first, and the kick by Shell was good, made the score 15-0. Then in the second quarter, Volts came on and he ran a 6-yard touchdown run for the touchdown for Milbank at the 7:40 mark, and then Kraus ran it in from 2 yards to make the 2-point conversion good, and it was 23-0 in favor of Milbank at the half. Wahpeton struggled in the first half, Brian. The first two possessions, they were at a -7 yards offensively, and then things kind of came to life for them late in the second quarter.
Yeah, they went to the passing game, and Caden Cabas made a couple nice grabs. Samuels made some good grabs and good long runs. The passing game at times looked really, really good, and the way that the defense played early in the second half, if you play a solid game like that, you put together a full 4 quarters like that, you're dealing with something.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I know that Coach Gilbert is disappointed in the outcome of the game, but I don't think he can be disappointed in the way that the players played and the way that they competed throughout the course of the game.
So then the Huskies come back in the second half, and they score first at the 11:40 mark. A 64-yard pass from Schaefer to Kappas scores a touchdown and makes the score 23-6, and then Schaefer completes a pass to Samuels in the corner and makes the score 23-8. Again, a nice pass to Caden Kappas, Brian, and Kappas' speed took over.
Yeah, I mean, hard to contain on the outside. He can get past defenders. And not only that, once he gets it, he's just got the wheels to get by and get loose and get those yards after the catch. So a good game by Caden Kappas. We'll see if they can build off that. You have to get the guys on the field to see what they can do, and then you try and use it. You see what they can do, and you've seen a lot here in the first game. Now let's see if you can use that when you need it and get productive each game.
And then coming back in the next possession that the Wahpeton Huskies had it, a 60-yard pass to Samuels. And there was a yellow flag, and it was called back. So it was the completion was made to the 4-yard line. The Huskies thought they had it 1st and goal to go, and it was called back on a penalty, and they shot themselves in the foot on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, just tough. I mean, there's a couple penalties that happened in this game that really could have made a difference. You know, the kickoff return right away, the first kickoff return that was called back.
Yeah.
You know, the touchdown to Samuels there, and then there was a penalty late in the possession that ended up pushing Wahpeton back, and then they weren't able to convert the first down. But it was right when they were rolling, they were getting the passing game going. You know, if you take those 3 flags away, it's a bit of a different game.
Yeah, it is. All right, and then we're at the 10:44 mark. Now we're in the fourth quarter, Brian. Huskies scored another touchdown and on an 18-yard pass to Trayton Link down in the corner, and it was a nice pass there to Trayton Link for the completion. And the pass for the 2-point conversion failed. The pass was incomplete, and then it was 23-14 in favor of Milbank.
You know, I think what the Huskies might have found out about themselves is that they have 3 really good receivers in Kappas, Samuels, and Link.
Yep.
If you can get some protection for Schaefer, the offense can be potent. You know, it's a new offense.
Yep.
You're doing
Reimagine.
Reimagine. That's the word. That's the word that I was looking for there.
There you go.
You know, so they're doing some things that are different. You know, I think they're going to need to improve in the special teams area. It's just an area where Wahpeton's always struggled a little bit. You know, extra points and kickoffs and things like that. And tonight, you know, the punting and the punt returns, of the lack of punt returns, I think might have cost the Huskies. We won't say cost them the game, but it certainly cost them
a lot of yards.
Cost them some field position.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, just fix those things. I think the coaches will look at it and they'll make those corrections and see if you can get things going here in game number 2 next week.
And then Milbank closes out the scoring at the 3:27 mark with Gower on a 9-yard run, and their pass failed. So for the conversion, that's going to be your final score, 29-14 in favor of Milbank. Again, like you said, Brian, Coach Gilbertson's got some positive things to look forward to. Again, I'm sure he's disappointed with the loss, but again, some positive things for the Huskies that came alive in the second half.
Yeah, you just have to build on it. You know, 0-9 last year, but you come out this season against a team that you played last year, and you competed. You competed hard. You know, they got off to a good start. Up 23-0 there, but then your team doesn't quit, and they come out in the second half. Your defense gets things rolling. You know, they made some adjustments at halftime, and they look like a different football team, both offensively and defensively. Like I said, if you can use those 3 receivers that you have and give Schaefer some protection, and be productive in that special teams area. You saw Des break one. So if you could get that going, I think they're headed in the right direction.
I agree.
Again, not happy to lose the game, but certainly happy with the way that you played throughout the game.
The Eastern Conference for the Huskies is not going to be an easy ride, but I think the Huskies are going to be competitive. It's going to be fun to watch.
I think they will. I think they're going to be exciting and fun to watch. You know,
especially with that passing game.
With the passing game, the game got interesting and exciting in the second half there. So I think they're going to build on it, and you're going to see more of that. So it should be fun to watch. It should be fun to broadcast these games. Looking forward to doing it.
All right, final score from Milbank. The Milbank Bulldogs 29, the Wahpeton Huskies 14. Brian and I will be back on Tuesday night, live from Husky Gymnasium. We'll have the girls volleyball against Fargo South.
Get a chance to see the Lady Huskies volleyball team. Coach Van Cura and the girls will take to the court against Fargo South.
Yes.
So we'll see if they can get their season off to a good start. So it'll be exciting and fun to do a volleyball game.
And, again, we will cover the game on Thursday as well from home. So we will have 2 games next week for the Lady Huskies volleyball team, and then we will have the football team on Friday night. So we've got a busy schedule next week, Brian. So
better get some rest.
Get some rest, man. All right, I had a pleasure there. It was a fun night. I know you were busy doing a lot of camera things and stuff off the scene that people couldn't see, but, buddy, you did a great job, and I appreciate everything you did.
We got a couple things that we got to fix, had a couple glitches here and there, but it's a work in progress, and we'll just keep going. Just like the football team, we got some things that we can work on and build and get better. So.
3 cameras, I was impressed. We're going to try and get some on-field stuff, pregame stuff for you here as the season moves along. We're going to try and do some of those things here, folks, so stay with us, and we appreciate you tuning in here. For my partner, Brian Watson, I'm Joe Schreiner. Thanks for joining us tonight. Again, final score from Milbank, 29-14. The Huskies fall to Milbank. Thanks, everybody.